Good morning, pop culture. We are live from the UK. Well, not from the UK, but to the UK for possibly the last time. Today's show, we're doing something different. We're going to talk about some politics. US politics, Belgian politics, European Union politics. Why? Because they all affect entertainment and the way we live. This show has a secret subtitle, Better Living Through Entertainment, and they seem to be trying to take away your better living through entertainment. Hide it behind walls, taxes, fees, licenses, all kinds of garbage is going on in the world today. So not only are we going to talk about Article 13, we're going to talk about Battlefield 5, the loot crate situation out of Belgium, as well as Henry Cavill as Superman or out of Superman. I'm going to be showing you guys a new piece of art from Stealing Solo that's not been seen anywhere else except by my eyes, Kendo's eyes, and my mom's eyes, as well as just, the regular fun we have here on Good Morning Pop Culture. So we're already to 99 viewers, make that 103. So to get to our magical number of 200, we will start the show as always. I was thinking to myself last night, I've been too easy on you guys. 200 viewers, that happens in just a moment. Once we hit 75K, it should be 300, 400. One day, Good Morning Pop Culture will start when 1,000 people show up. And you know what? That day is coming soon. I have faith in you guys. So good morning to all my friends in the chat. I believe John Lance owes me $5 because he said I was going to be starting this show with the final countdown by Europe. And, well, it is the Jupiter Boogie Stomp by our friend Technoax. It's royalty-free music available on YouTube. So, John, $5, please. But in all seriousness, folks, it's good to be back. Last night was spent recording a commentary for Moonraker, and if you're a patron, you should be getting that a little later today. Movie's fucking terrible. I hate it. Kendo and I hated it both together last night. We went off a little tangent about barbecue. That's okay. We were talking about how James Bond barbecued some people in a movie once. But, check that out on patreon.com/worldclassbs. And it's there with, God, what? 100 knows what's up. Speaking of him, big shout out to him. Back to Stealing Solo 3 times. So that dude is the real MVP. By the way, folks, just as an update, Stealing Solo has 644 backers. I believe we can get to 650 backers by the end of this show, because I'm going to show you some art, tell you a little bit more about the story, and we're going to have a good laugh. So just 6 more people, and we'll reach our goal for this morning, and then a few more tonight, and before you know it, we sold 10,000 copies. Are you going to let Squirrel Girl or America Chavez sell more copies than Stealing Solo? That's not a rhetorical question. The answer is no. All right, so let's see who is here in the morning. Oh, yeah. Good morning to everybody. All kinds of muff talk. There we go. Every Good Morning Pop Culture is available on iTunes, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, all that stuff. Podbean. All you got to do is Google search World Class Bullshitters. It's available on Podbean. I upload those about an hour after this show goes live. We have a super chat for John Lance. Hey, a deal's a deal. Use it for that chicken pot pie fund. John Lance, you are a good man, and thank you very much for your super chat towards a chicken pot pie. Honestly, that is the pie I'm going to get. I think I'll get a family-sized one just to be fun. So I'll go downstairs, I'll bake it up, and then when it's time for the show, there will be this just full size. I'll even have my camera on that night. The Pui, early morning. Morning, Jeff. Morning, the Pui. Deep Predator, anything is possible. After we steal Solo, maybe we steal the internet. I've never had a beef pie before, so there's a first time for everything. But I'll be showing that exclusive Stealing Solo art in a little bit. Once we get past our 200 viewer mark, it'd be a lot of fun to check it out. It's not done, but it's him in the basement where he puts on the broke dick Han Solo costume for the first time. Thank you for all the nice words about yesterday's video. We got to get the numbers up on that one. We're only at 12,000 views in a day. That's pretty low for world-class bullshitters. But I talk about Kathleen Kennedy and her award that she awarded herself. So make sure you guys check that out. Once that hits a specific number, I'll even say the first one. Once that hits the specific number of 50,000, then we'll put out the next one. So it'll be there soon, guys. Just got to watch it. You wouldn't have to kidnap Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck to remake Batman and Superman movies. You just offer Ben Affleck a bunch of beer and Henry Cavill the promise of playing James Bond, and those guys will do anything. All right, so we've hit 200 viewers. Let's get on with the show. So we're going to talk about something a little doom and gloomy first. Yes, Good Morning Pop Culture is fun, and I love to entertain you guys and keep it light and fun. But there are some problems out there in the world that are going to affect a lot of our listeners because we live in a world where we're all interconnected through the internet, the interwebs, the intertubes, if you will. And yesterday there was a bill that was passed, Article 13, and it affects the way you use the internet, which will also affect the way you consume world-class bullshitters. So I'm not going to talk about the minutia of Europe and all that kind of stuff. But I will talk about that because it could affect you one day. And one of our listeners in the chat didn't even know about it, and he's in the UK himself. So the European Parliament has just voted on the controversial copyright directive approving upload filters for all but the smallest websites and requiring anybody using the title of news articles while linking to get a license. Adopted with a 438 in favor to 226 against, the directive has been described by the Dutch Democrats as the worst possible outcome. While much of the continent is comparatively uncontroversial, or content is much uncontroversial, two articles have caused outrage. Article 11 of the draft directive required by linking to a third-party site and using a snippet to pay for a license to provide the link. This has been adopted more or less in full. Meanwhile, the original version of Article 13 would have forced any site which allows users to post material to check it against all databases of copyrighted work, deploy an upload filter, in other words. The approved version of the directive doesn't impose across the board. Only platforms hosting and promoting significant quantities of uploads will be forced to comply. Small sites exempted. The truth is, news articles are already protected by copyright. If platforms use them without paying, they're already breaking the law. Adding an extra layer of protection won't change that, blah, 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 bullshit. So I wanted to talk about the link tax and, how it will affect us all. I wonder if I saw the fourth. Jeff the Iron Wolf, thank you very much. Jeff, was wondering if you saw the fourth EU news. Are you talking about like European Union or expanded universe? Because on this channel, EU means Star Wars expanded universe. To a lot of people, it means EU, like European Union, which a lot of times I, when I read an article about the European Union, I go, you mean Star Wars? And then I have to shake my head and go, no, Jeff, this is real life. Star Wars isn't important here. Thank you, Cesaria Japan. You're the real MVP too, my friend. So let's see. What are people saying about this? Are they actually going to ban memes? I watched the Medicare stream yesterday. I don't normally watch his streams because he goes live at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm usually getting ready to go to the gym and do other stuff. But I, for some reason, caught a snippet of it. And I was like, I'm going to go get the mail. I'll listen to this for a minute. And then I got the mail, and it got really interesting. And I was like, man, I got to listen to this. So I listened to it for an hour. I went to the gym an hour late because of that stream. And I was thinking about all the worst case scenarios. And it's not that I'm going to, he was, poking fun at the whole situation. I take the other approach. I feel bad for everyone that's affected by this shit because the internet should be free. It's not a tool that needs to be regulated to keep certain illegal content, which you guys all know what I'm talking about without me having to say it off of it. But other than that, it should be pretty open. I think everyone can agree with that one restriction. But it's good to have a free flow of information, of knowledge. It lets us become a smarter society, but we're not because, other dumb shit goes on. But the fact that you would have to pay a link tax, think of all the times you would have to pay a link tax or get a license. Like, I wanted to share this on the Facebook page. That cost 3 cents. Nobody would do it anymore. Or it would happen like you keep sharing links and using the internet like you would normally do, and you get a big bill. This comment is unavailable in the EU. That's why I jokingly titled this video The Last European Broadcast, because who knows where this could go. I will say this. It's scary because it opens the door for more things. You know, first they do this, then this happens, then this happens. And then before you know it, you don't have anything free on the internet. And I don't mean like bootlegging content. I'm talking like a website article or shit like that, and they have to be careful. You think it's bad now. Imagine if this took place where a company could, put out an article about Battlefield 5, and then you comment on it, and then you get slapped with a fine or a fee or something for saying something against the approved speech laws. 1984, like it was George Orwell that wrote the book. That's what's going to happen. I think we'll hit the America, or not the American. In America will be Fahrenheit 451, where people will be, busy watching their TV walls and burning their books. But that's a topic for another day. Yeah. Yeah, the bronies are what I'm talking about. Definitely keep the bronies off the internet. For my best friend Dion's sake, no more horse videos should be allowed on the internet because of the sanity of one man. See, you guys get it. Oh, you got a license for that hyperlink? You got a license for this, a license for that. I've never been known as a political pundit or a guy that you come to get your political news or commentary on, but be careful. I don't know how European politics work about, fighting against a bill. But look at what happened with the whole net neutrality thing. And then it came out that mobile providers were throttling certain websites really quickly. I mean, what do you think the net neutrality laws passed, 2 or 3 months ago? And they're already doing shit like that now. Don't let your internet be taken away. That's all I can say. And this is a dangerous road. Anti-Tracker had a list of how countries voted. Germany, France, and UK had the highest votes in support of the law. I used to come on here and say, man, I want to visit London one day and do this and go to the UK. And you guys are right. Don't go. I'm not going to go ever. There's no reason for me to ever go there. It's sad, too, because the more and more world-class bullshitters grows, with the higher in demand we are in other parts of the world. And it's like, oh, hey, if you're ever, when you make it big, come to here or there, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, shit. What if we said something on the internet that's not approved over there and we get a fee or arrested or some dumb shit like that? The hunky, chunky, funky monkey man just won the day a whole 13 minutes into the show. We can meme if we want to. We will leave Europe behind because Europe don't meme, and if they don't meme, well, they're no friends of mine. Oh, my God. The hunky, chunky, funky monkey, folks. Your super chat is going to be saved in the archives of the greatest super chats. Your Star Wars one last week, honestly, I have it saved right here as one of the best things I've ever read. And now your safety dance, European memes, there we go. Boom. Thank you to the hunky, chunky, funky monkey, and I hope all goes well in your neck of the woods. Yeah, EU gets their memes banned, but Star Wars stays. I guess they really want to torture the population. It's like, you guys want to have fun on the internet that costs no money? Nope. You got to pay £30 to watch Star Wars in theaters. I'm assuming that it's £30 to watch Star Wars. What is that, like 50 American dollars? Well, you should be honored to the privilege of being able to spend that kind of money for that. London isn't as bad as you might think, Jeff. I hate all the PC culture, but thankfully we're way off of being arrested for freedom of speech, I think. Well, remember the girl that does the narration, well, the woman, depending on, she doesn't care. I talk to her all the time, but no, she lives in the UK, and she was talking to me about the bridge thing that happened a couple months. Was that last year already? She just talks about how scary it is. So I think she lives in London herself. Don't forget the extra 20 pounds for popcorn and a drink. I think there's the Odeon Theater or something. I've seen images of it. Looks cool. Maybe it's just old photos I've seen. But I would like, if I do visit London, I want to visit a movie theater. That's one thing I do enjoy doing. Every time I travel, I try to check out a local movie theater. So when I went to New York City in 2013, we went to the AMC in Times Square. And it's an AMC theater, so what do you expect? But still, I've been. Yeah, sorry to bring you guys down this morning with such a dour topic, but it does affect entertainment. It'll affect the way you consume entertainment, because I have said constantly on this channel that the future of entertainment is user-generated content. And the big companies know that, and they don't like it. I mean, if I can produce content that's viewed by more people than have seen a movie, not in the same weekend, but still, we're talking millions of views. Or Metacritic can get 13,000 people watching a stream in the middle of the day. Or Ethan and soon to be me can outsell a Marvel comic book. Excuse me. User-created content is the future, and they don't want that. They don't want to adapt. So this may play into their hand positively, and they may be happy about this. But I just always want to bring this kind of stuff to your attention. Pay attention to what you see around you. Always, look for the best, most resourceful articles. Don't believe the hype. That's the easiest way to break it down. Don't believe the hype. So this came from Forbes. I know I make fun of Forbes all the time for their Scott Mendelson stuff, but this is a pretty straightforward reporting of the situation. So I don't really like the idea of upload filters. If you upload something illegally, you suffer the consequences. If it's something that somebody doesn't like, well, then you just have to. They have to deal with it. You don't like getting made fun of? Well, fuck it. It's the world. Deal with it. I'm in the UK and don't have to worry. They can afford police around here. They can't afford police around here to enforce anything, let alone thought crimes. Only major cities are an issue. It's funny, when I read your message, I instantly thought of Danny and Nicholas Angel from Hot Fuzz walking around looking for the swan. I love that movie so much. I've been bumming you out this week. Oh, man. Well, I don't know how I've been bumming you out. We brought you the funniest episode of the High Council. I've been giving you guys videos about the truth behind Kathleen Kennedy's Internet Awards and the nostalgia tax from Star Wars and how it's time to pay up. If anything, I've given you more content than I've been able to give you in quite a while. Plus, comic books and stuff like that. Been on other streams. I only report what's going on in the world of entertainment. And right now, the world of entertainment's in a downtown, terrible place. A downtown place. Yes, I said downtown place, like Julie Brown. But don't worry, it's going to get brighter. We're going to talk about Henry Cavill as Superman in a moment. And it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. Can we cancel the EU? Well, Disney did. Bad news first is a good strategy. Well, big news story first to get everyone in. I mean, I put it in the title of the video. People come on clicking, expecting us to talk about our last European broadcast. So, yeah, it is impossible not to watch the High Council and laugh. I was in love with Julie Brown since the 80s. I would have done anything for that finance. Downtown Julie Brown, I think she still looks pretty. If I actually know what she looks like. I'm trying to think, though, what she looks like nowadays, because I think I saw she was at something. Pretty sure. Downtown. Oh, I don't want to look at downtown Cincinnati. Not downtown. There you go. Downtown Julie Brown. Okay, she doesn't look good anymore. I take that back. But back in the day, man. On MTV. She doesn't look bad either, though. That was just a bad photo. Yeah, she still looks good. I actually heard a really great interview. I don't know if anyone... it wasn't even from my time, but Chris Jericho had an interview with one of the original MTV VJs, Mark Goodson, and they talked about the formation of MTV and the beginning of the channel. And I suggest you guys check it out. Even if you're not into MTV or music from the 80s or modern music, it's a really interesting look at how something that has become a joke was formed. You always wonder how things get bad, why they got bad, how they started. Well, the interview with Mark Goodson on the Chris Jericho podcast definitely breaks it down. And speaking of podcasts, I've been listening to a lot of paranormal stuff to get through this comic book because I need something engaging to keep me going. So I've been listening to a lot of scary stuff to get in the mood for October and what I'm going to give you guys soon. EVS went downtown on Alice. Will I use EVS as all caps to get stealing solo to shops? I will not. I'm only going to sell it on the internet to test the waters to see if people want comics before I go, giving it away. Because if I sell it through that, I don't really know the intricacies of all caps comics. I haven't had any discussions, so don't take what I'm about to say as fact. Don't ever try to use these words against anybody, but I don't know how it works. Do you sign away rights? Do you give away a percentage? The way it works now is I make the story, I pay the people I want to pay to work on it, which I have, colorist, letter, and then I pay to get it made, and I keep the rest. And if I go into that, it becomes a whole different thing. So that's a good question. Maybe down the road, we have other comics that we've planned, the guys and I on the channel. I won't tell you about his name, but we have a bootleg superhero, and it's going to be funny. Just be on the lookout for that. Woketober is coming. Feminazis screaming about Halloween is sexist. I had a character like that in a comic I wrote, and I decided to shelve it. But you know how NASA's like, oh, I've written 500 stories or whatever. I'm like, I've drawn countless stories that'll never see the light of day because either I lose interest in the middle or I decide that I want to draw something else, which is the same as losing interest in the middle. But the feminazi story was one of those. Thank you, Rainbolt. All Caps Comics is currently only EVS's ideas. Yeah, I've talked to him about stuff. I'm not involved with it. Put it like that. You make High Council comics. Yeah, I'll make it to go against All Caps Comics. I mean, yeah, we will. You just, support these books, and then Wave 2 will come out, and Wave 3. Kind of like how action figures are. But unlike action figures, I'm not putting out a crappy wave of toys. I'm starting out strong. I'm giving you the best story first. I'm not sure someone could even create a reliable way to detect copyrighted content upon upload. Probably not. But even though, just the fact that it's a thing now is worrisome. So, okay, do you guys want to see, while we're talking about comics, you want to just see the Stealing Solo art real quick? It's unfinished, but press 1 if you want to check it out. And you got to make sure I see that tank tread like Ethan talks about. Once I see that tank tread rolling up, it'll go on up. Stealing Solo, Hot Toys of Comics. American Trent, you're my favorite. Doomcock would be awesome. There is a story that I've played around with in my mind where the High Council fights Doomcock. Okay, I see a tank tread rolling up. There we go. All right. Now remember, folks, this is a work in progress. It's not even fully inked, but I thought you guys would like to see. Now, this is going to be when we first see the broke dick Han Solo costume down in the basement. So there we are. Check it out. I worked on this last night. I'll finish this today, and then I'll get a couple more things done. I'll keep on rolling. But I had a really good time drawing it. So I'm excited to do more stuff with this comic. It would be a cockfight. High Council versus Doomcock. Maybe we team up and look for 340 viewers right now. So now let's talk about Henry Cavill, right? Is that what we guys want? We want to talk about? Yeah, Henry Cavill's important. Thank you for the comments. No, that is not the Empire Strikes Back jacket. Trust me. I know where I can take this. I would honestly, if I had free range to do any costume I wanted anyway, it would be the A New Hope suit. I love Bespin. I love the Bespin jacket and all that stuff. I want to get that new figure, but my God, the original suit, the original look, everybody's original costume is perfect. Even Leia's weird haircut is perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing about the way anyone looks. Do you think stealing Solo come under Article 13 or something similar? Well, I'm an American, and I'm protected under, I think it's Article 107 of fair use and parity laws, so I'm not worried. And by the way, Indiegogo, there's a weird legality about it. You're not actually buying a product, you're buying something else type of thing. So Europe wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Is there any chance of a part-time joke in stealing Solo? There's some Indiana Jones references in there. Just saying. Just saying. Thank you, Mark. I do know my perspective. I do know my people. I can't wait to show you guys more. It just takes some time. That's need a little more time. I was gonna make a 15% joke, but yeah. All right, so now it's time to talk about Henry Cavill as Superman. So where are we at with Henry Cavill as Superman? This comes from the Hollywood Reporter. So, Henry Cavill out as Superman amid Warner Brothers DC Universe shakeup. Now, this is the weirdest news story to come out in a while. I mean, with like Ben Affleck, if he lays Batman, because there's that rumor John Hamm's going to take over, or at least there's that interview that John Hamm where he talks about wanting to take over. You know, we could see Ben Affleck on the outs. People bitch about it. He's in, he's out. There's all kinds of stuff. Henry Cavill, I never heard anything about Henry Cavill not wanting to be Superman. It's like he comes to work one day in the cape and then the next day he quits. It's like, holy shit. Definitely will, Keith. Definitely will. I already have that's for the indicia. Ankle. It's leading to a fantasy field 2019. Your favorite genre, Jeff? Not. It's all trash. Cavill is still Superman. Yes. Don't believe the hype. Danny Garcia, The Rock's ex-wife, is Henry Cavill's manager, and she put out a tweet that says he's still going to be Superman. And then he put out the weird video of him with that really cheap Justice League doll, and it had some music playing in the background. Here's the thing about Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, to me, at least, seems like a stand-up guy. He doesn't come off as too much of a douche, and I really liked what he said about the Me Too movement, about how he'd rather be safe than sorry. In no way did he say anything offensive to anybody. He's like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to remain single and do my own thing and be safe and not cause any problems for anybody. But yet people were able to take offense with that somehow. I don't know how they were able to do that. So the audio is going in and out. Well, that must be the internet connection. I got full bars. I got the right microphone. Yeah. Yeti. I guess they're trying to cut me out. Cavill's the new Mrs. Doubtfire. If I cut out, guys, remember, I went down doing what I loved. Taking a dump on the world of pop culture. Oh. I find sound in Oz. Cool. The merry old land of Oz. Okay, well, let me read this article and talk about where they're trying to go with Earth 2 and all this other hypothetical bullshit, because talk broke down for a cameo in Shazam due to scheduling conflicts, and the door is now closing on other potential appearances for the actor. The DC Cinematic Universe appears to be losing its Man of Steel. Henry Cavill, who played Superman in 3 films, is parting ways with Warner Brothers, sources tell Hollywood Reporter. The British actor who first donned the blue suit in 2013 for Man of Steel and then starred in BVS as well as Justice League is said to be hanging up the red cape. Warner's been trying to enlist Cavill, who's been recently co-starred in Mission Impossible Fallout, for a Superman cameo in Shazam, which stars Zach Levy and will bow April 5th. But contract talks with Cavill's WME reps and the studio broke down, and the door is closing on potential Superman appearances. That's because Warner's has shifted its focus to Supergirl, which will be an origin story featuring a teen superheroine. This effectively removes an actor of Cavill's age from the storyline equation, given that Superman, aka Kal-El, would be an infant according to DC lore. Also, she's going to be on Krypton, because in the cartoon, he's already Superman when she appears on Earth as a teenager. Furthermore, Warner isn't likely to make a solo Superman film for at least several years, according to another source. Superman is like James Bond, and after a certain run, you have to look at a new actor, says a studio source. As such, Cavill joined Ben Affleck, who wasn't expected to reprise his role for director Matt Reeves' forthcoming Batman standalone film, as a hero on the way out. That's a weird analogy. You know, Superman is like James Bond. Well, Superman should be James Bond. Henry Cavill is the best choice. I mean, he's got the face, he's got the build for it. If we're going to go buff James Bond like Daniel Craig's ass, why not Henry Cavill? Now, we're not going to go into all this dumb shit, but there's some talk about them going to Earth 2 with Black Superman and Michael B. Jordan casting. I don't believe that. You know what I believe? I believe that is some internet troll trying to get off by putting that out there and looking for the fanboy tears, if you will. But here, there are no fanboy tears in my mug, just a delicious, rich, dark roast Cafe Veronas from Starbucks, which is not an advertising sponsor of the show. But that's the only thing in my mug, because what is in my wallet is more important to them, and that's my money. I will not go see a Supergirl movie. I will not go see a Earth 2 Superman film. I'm not going to support any of this shit. You guys make your own decisions. I'm not here to tell you how to live your lives. But Warner Brothers has fucked up massively. Man of Steel started out okay. I left the theater going, that was all right. And then I watched it a couple years ago on camera. I thought, this is okay. Then we get the BVS, and BVS is dumb. And then we get the Justice League, and I like Justice League. It ain't perfect, but I like it enough to want to see a sequel and more of that universe. Warner Brothers can't play the long game. I always go on about how great Marvel has done in the long game. I mean, we're in year 10, and we're all excited for at least one more movie from them. But let's go back 6 months. The build-up for Avengers Infinity War. Oh my God, the hype was just off the charts with this shit. Warner Brothers is like, hey, we're going to put out Shazam. And I'm thinking, man, Shazam's going to be cool. I loved that trailer. I'm excited for a DC movie. And Aquaman's coming out too. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, the next couple months are going to be DC's, the ball's in DC's court, if you will. I'm excited to see where they go with this. But no, this kind of shit happens. And then it goes to tell you what was supposed to be. I hate when they tell you what was supposed to be in a movie before you see it, because then all you can think about is, man, Superman would have been in this part and it would have been awesome. But now you know it's not going to happen. It almost it cuts the legs out from underneath it. It's like if I said, oh, guys, I got some Stealing Solo art to show you, and it's a stick figure or something from this scene, and then you get the book, and it doesn't have the scene that I described that sounds really cool. You're kind of deflated, like, man, the original scene sounded way cooler. Well, yeah, I hate when they do this with movies. I didn't realize that there were new diversity policies coming from Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers doesn't have the luxury of worrying about having the PC police enforce their laws. Warner Brothers has to worry about things like making money, because Justice League is outgrossed by Black Panther by what, twofold, threefold, something like that. Solo Marvel movies are more successful than the big Warner Brothers buildup. And like we know, guys, when you go woke, you go broke. It doesn't work any other way. When we talk about EA Battlefield changing its tune, we have to look into the fact that they were so adamant about one thing, a certain way. We're going to do it this way and no other way. And then when the money doesn't come in, well, goddamn it, they switch right back. With these woke companies, all you got to do is not buy their shit, and you'll get what you want in the next year. Just be patient. If you're one of those people that really needs a first-person shooter to play, I guess get Call of Duty this year or get an old version of a different game, but don't play the new one. Don't buy it new. Don't give those people the satisfaction. Same with these movies. They want to go woke. Don't go see their goddamn movies. You don't want Earth 2 Superman. You don't want Michael B. Jordan anywhere near a Warner Brothers cape. Don't go see the movie. That's how you win the battle. We're winning the battle with Star Wars. You don't like anthology movies. You don't like other actors playing the roles of iconic characters. Well, Alden Ehrenreich, you weren't Han Solo, and nobody went to see your movie. It was a fail. First and only Star Wars fail so far. So that's my take on DC trying to go woke. Where's this directive coming from? Who is making this? This doesn't seem natural and organic. I can understand, like in the 70s, we watched Moonraker last night. A lot of 70s entertainment was focused on outer space in the post-Star Wars era. And I got it. Star Wars was the biggest movie of all time. And everybody wanted just a crumb of that pie. I mean, each had most of it, but still just a little sliver of the crumb, the crust, if you will, was enough for these people. So you got your Battlestar Galactica. You had your Moonraker come out. You had all kinds of space shows come out in the post-Star Wars era. That's why Star Trek the Motion Picture came out. Stuff like that. And I know you're going to say, but Jeff, they were working on that new series at Paramount Universal. I know. But they turned it into a movie, and Star Wars is thankfully to blame for that shit. Space 1999. I was about to say Space 1999, but I thought that was earlier, so I didn't want to say it incorrectly. Oh yeah, also Lost in Space. Whoa, no, obviously I know that one's just that's bullshit. That came out in the 60s. I used to watch that before. But Corey makes an excellent point. With the current DC EU, it would be pretty weird if Superman morphed into a black guy. This is something that we have to take into account in all dickhead writers on the internet. Your average moviegoer doesn't know about multiple realities, different Earths, and all this crap. Your average moviegoer identifies Henry Cavill as Superman. Hell, most people may not even know his name is Henry Cavill. It's just, oh, there's Superman. Or the guy from Mission Impossible. But they see his face, they identify Superman with that. If Superman all of a sudden changed color, like there was a rumor that Will Smith was supposed to play Superman in 1999, but I believe he chose not to. Was it for Wild Wild West or The Matrix? He was supposed to also be in The Matrix, and he chose Wild Wild West over that. But my point is, he was at one point rumored to play Superman, and that would have been terrible. People are attached to their characters. These crazy SJW people, or the Bad Taste Brigade, as I refer to them in the newest video, they wouldn't dare make Black Widow black. They wouldn't dare to change the skin color of John Stewart, the Green Lantern. No. DC has been caught with their woke pants around their woke ankles. Now they have to bend over and take the truth. They wanted Tom Cruise to play the Green Lantern. And at first I thought to myself, Tom Cruise. And to a lot of people, Tom Cruise has become a punchline. And that's fine. He's done some weird shit. Jumping up on couches. I'm in love with Katie Holmes. He outruns, fucking desert sandstorms. Tom Cruise is an interesting fellow, to say the least. But he did something I really, really liked recently. He wanted to be involved with the Green Lantern flick, but they wanted to kill him off. Why did they want to kill him off? Well, I guarantee that they wanted to kill off Hal Jordan so they could elevate John Stewart and Kyle Rayner, because they want to have the diverse Green Lanterns. And Tom Cruise refused to play because he didn't want to die. That must be a clause in his movies. He won't die in the film. I haven't seen the World War II when he played in. But I like that, because Hal Jordan doesn't need to be sacrificed for John Stewart or Kyle Rayner. Have all three of them in the movie, or have Hal Jordan remain on Earth or be injured or something. But you don't need to kill off the white versions of heroes to have the multicultural ones. I'm not white. Tons of non-white listeners enjoy this show, and we love Batman and Spider-Man and Superman just the way they are. I don't accept Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I don't accept Earth 2, whatever the Black Superman is. I don't accept. I wouldn't accept any other color Wonder Woman or anything like that. Like, I want the Earth 1 version, the Prime version, the 616 version, whatever you want to call them. And you got to put those on film, because that's the version people are attached to, that care about. They're not going to go watch alternate takes. Ultimate Spider-Man is so similar to regular Spider-Man. Like I told you, Ultimate Spider-Man is used as a catch-all for people that don't understand Spider-Man or try to make excuses for the differences made between movies and stuff, well, this is the ultimate interpretation. Fuck, it's not. Like, seriously, it's not. Read the Ultimate books, okay? Oh, I get it. He's a teenager. He's young again. Ugh. I thought Crisis and subsequent Zero Hour effectively wiped out the alternate universes in DC Comics. They keep changing shit up, and there's always DC runs out of ideas really quickly. Ethan would be the one to talk to about that. I mean, he's worked there for many, many years. He knows all this stuff's going on. Edge of Tomorrow was awesome and can't stand Tom Cruise, but damn, I like that movie. I do too. It's on our Patreon page as a commentary we did months ago. Nick was like, let's do Edge of Tomorrow. And I had never seen it before. And I left really happy watching that. That was a really good movie. That was a really good movie. Let's see. Freaking create a new goddamn hero and leave the old ones alone. Yeah, well, they want to make the money. And they won't make the money trying something new. They got to go the safe route, and they want to take what you love and ruin it. And I don't accept that. I just go out of my way to like the the classic stuff. You think SJWs would be clamoring for Tank Girl, but no, they got to screw up the good comic book characters. Oh my God, Tank! I met Lori Petty. Well, I didn't really meet her. I saw her at Horror Hound. Yeah, Tank Girl has fallen off the tread. I remember that movie. I wanted to see it really bad as a kid, and then I watched it as a teenager, and I did not like it. Why does everything today have to go woke? Now, that is an excellent question. Why indeed? Why? Well, I don't know. I know I jokingly say there must be some like weird backroom dealings, some cabals or whatever the fuck's going on. Speaking of cabal, we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat in a little bit. I don't get why they're doing it, because we don't want it. It's like they're trying to push for some weird socio-political change that the population is pushing back against. And so they try to guilt us, but you can't really guilt people into throwing, their love of classic characters away. I'm not going to accept it with Bond. I'll fight on James Bond. You think my shit on Star Wars is good? Wait till I do the James Bond content. If they ever try to go woke with 007. It ain't going to happen. I don't accept that. Have I ever heard of Demolition Man? Pfft, of course. I've seen the movie multiple times. It kicks ass. Yeah, Demolition Man is the SJW future we fear. Yeah, but if Taco Bell wins the fast food wars and we get 3 shells, isn't it worth it, guys? Isn't it worth it? Ask yourself the question. If we live in a world where Rob Schneider matters, isn't it worth it? I actually like Rob Schneider quite a bit. I know he gets a bad rap, and rightly so, but he's had some damn good movies. I like Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo a lot. I loved his role in The Waterboy and Big Daddy, and I like The Hot Chick, and I like a lot of those Rob Schneider flicks. Not The Animal, and I don't like, what's that other Rob Schneider movie he was in? Not Polly the Polar Bear. Oh, Norm of the North. Stuff like that. How pissed would you be if Brie Larson was the new Bond deleted? Oh, God, I almost puked reading the name. Why'd you say that name? I like Pauly Shore as well. As a person, I feel like I'd like to hang out with him. As a fan of movies, I found him quite interesting as well. As a kid, I love Encino Man. Alec Munoz, thank you very much for your super chat. Are we basically living in idiocracy? Yeah, we pretty much are. And it's really sad, at least in my life, some of the people that have college degrees that seem smarter just are kind of like, I'll just take it and roll over. I'm just like, guys, come on now. Don't buy into this bullshit. Don't buy into the hype. It's like when we get to all these family get-togethers, it's funny. Nobody listens to this show in my family or cares. But when we get together and ask me 1,000,001 questions about stuff, because like, oh, you're into this stuff. And I guess I should take it as a compliment that they want to hear my take on it. But at the same time, it's like, guys, I talk about this every day of the week on the channel. Check it out. And in many ways, I'm burnt out. When I go hang out on the weekends, last thing I want to talk about is Star Wars. I was somewhere, and where was I at? I was at someone's house, and they wanted to talk. Oh, Loudy had a party for SummerSlam a few weeks back, and the guy wanted to start talking about The Last Jedi. And I just said, no. I looked at him, I said, man, I like you. You seem like a cool dude, but no. No. We can watch Idiocracy soon. I have a copy of it right next to me. I'm looking at it. It's a yellow box with Luke Wilson. Average Joe. No, Average Joe's Jim's dodgeball, excuse me. But his name is Joe, right? Would you like to see a world without men and see what happens? There's a manga about this. Check it out. Check it out. Or I'll check it out. Send it to the Facebook page. Tell me the title of it. I'll pick up a copy. Thanks, Raul. Cesario Japan, thank you for your super chat. How did the 3 seashells work? Well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. But that's the greatest mystery in all of movies. Demolition Man's so weird. I love those 90s movies, late 80s, early 90s that try to show you the future. Or the old ones are like, in the future, 1999. It's like, yeah, I'm watching this in 1999 and none of this is accurate. Like, I watched Back to the Future 2 in 2015 on the day of my birthday, October 21st, 2015. And I looked to the sky and I looked to my feet and I didn't see self-lacing shoes when I looked down. And I didn't see flying DeLoreans when I looked up. So Back to the Future lied to me. I always sing that movie's praises. I tell you how much I love Robert Zemeckis and all that fun stuff. But no, the motherfucker lied. World's End Harem. Okay. Somebody asked about Ford Fairlane. Yeah, I've seen that movie. That was one of those movies I would catch on cable as a kid. I hate The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. I like Andrew Dice Clay, but I do not like that movie. There are 3 seashells in the bathroom of the Enterprise. Do not Picard's bathroom. Oh, speaking of Picard, for some reason, I picked up Star Trek merchandise. It came in the mail yesterday. Maybe I'll do a video on it for the hell of it. I got a Jean-Luc Picard and a Captain Kirk figure. They're new from McFarlane Toys. Because you know how Ethan talks about Todd McFarlane? I'm a Todd McFarlane fan. And I like his toys. I think he has made some good stuff. And now he's made the next leap in terms of sculpt, paint, and articulation. For a while, these realistic figures had, garbage articulation. And now they have good articulation. This one comes, I'm holding Picard right here. He's got a flute and a phaser and 3 hands in the base. So yeah, 3 hands. Kind of an odd choice, but whatever. And it looks just like Patrick Stewart. And it's awesome too, because on the back you see Captain Kirk, which I did buy. And then you look down and you got an advertisement for coming soon, Mr. Spock and Mikey Spock, the character no one gives a shit about. And you can get a 1-to-1 scale Star Trek phaser from, it looks like, Star Trek Discovery. I'm sorry. I don't really do tons of Star Trek merchandise. I actually don't own any. But I just really wanted to get these new figures before they become hard to find. And I love Captain Kirk. I'm thinking about getting another one, painting the face white, and making a custom Michael Myers. Oh, Picard's going to get so cucked. Yeah, he is going to get cucked. Oh, John, I know Joe would be very, very jealous if he knew you had some Star Trek replicas. They're going to ruin Picard. Again, I say it every day because it's happening every day. Why do they keep altering great characters? There's like in wrestling, you protect your character. Say what you want to say about Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan protected his character. Hulk Hogan wouldn't do this, brother. You know what? Hulk Hogan didn't do that, and that's why Hulk Hogan was able to remain a protected character. Same with Piper, same with Macho Man. You protected these wrestlers, you protected these characters. Protect these fictional characters. Like, guys, you don't have carte blanche to do whatever you want. Just because you work at a corporation that owns the distribution rights to X, Y, and Z doesn't mean you, an uncreative dick, gets to make the movie in your image. Look what happened with Star Wars. Go watch the Kathleen Kennedy video. I broke it down about what she actually does. She's the executive producer on most of her 60 films. She's involved with the money and the legalities. Lauren Schuler Donner, who is the wife of Dick Donner, as an actual regular producer who gathers, scripts and this and that and takes charge and gets involved with the creative process. And you may not like X-Men Origins Wolverine or X-Men 3, but she's also been involved with Deadpool, Days of Future Past, and the shit everyone else loves, and a lot more movies too. So Lauren Schuler Donner, even before Dick Donner was in the picture, this woman was producing great stuff, and she was on the ground level. She was creative. You got to get these people that start as business people and get these big degrees and start working at movie studios to save money for studios involved in the creative process. Get the thinkers, get the dreamers, get the Lucases, and get the other people, and have somebody, make these great stories. And then you guys take over the business aspect and pay the creators well. None of this, I'm going to steal the rights to shit because I'm a greedy bitch. People who aren't creative enough to make their own original stuff. Yeah, that's the point, Yakov. That's why you went out and you made the Galaxy Ascendant series available on Amazon.com, because you are a creative person. You've gone out and you've created your own work of fiction, your own work of art. I'm creating my own work of art. A lot of people out there are creating their own works of art all the time, and we're having success. I mean, we're having big success. God damn it. Sorry. I'm involved in a Twitter group for some comic book stuff, and it constantly goes off. That's what you're hearing. I apologize. Let's see. Stop buying shit from mainstream. You keep giving them money and wonder why they don't change. They figure you hate watch. I don't hate watch anything, but here's one thing you guys don't realize. I'm thinking about starting another channel about toy collecting exclusively and how to get, geek pop culture for the best price, because there are certain things. Here's how this works. The supply chain. So Hasbro produces the Star Wars figures. The stores buy them. Hasbro has already made their money, and then the stores are stuck with them. If stuff sits on the shelves, stores don't order the next wave, then it gets clogged and congested and sales go down. I don't hate watch Star Trek. I don't hate watch anything. I have to watch like episode 9. That's a channel job. People say, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm watching it for all you guys. Like our friend Sketch Therapy says, you're looking after our wallets. I am. I'm always making sure I give you guys the most honest opinion of stuff. And thankfully, since I'm so active and engaged with all of you out there, I can tell what you'd like. I've met some of you. I could say to, superfan Adam Shawhan, you might like this. It's very reminiscent of some Todd McFarlane artwork. Or, hey, John, you might like this because you have Star Trek merchandise in 1/1 scale, stuff like that. So I'm thinking about doing a channel like that down the road. I know a lot of people would like that. Yeah, don't spend $80 on Kyle Katarn. There are all kinds of ways to save some money. I'll also tell you, though, when there's things you need to buy full price right off the bat and that don't go on sale. So, how's Iron Fist Season 2? It's done. It was better than Season 1, but it kind of got woke. Again, with the exception of Daredevil and Punisher, all the Marvel shows about dudes, the dudes are idiots. Or that feature men, the men are idiots. So, Luke Cage is now a bad guy. Iron Fist is kind of oh my God, we're not going to talk about how it ends because it's too new. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Just watch it. It's not bad. It's just not great either. Jeff, would watching the new Predator be considered work? I don't know if anybody that actually wants me to go see that movie. If enough people showed interest, I could get the other guys to go watch it, or I could go watch it and do a review. I would have to get Dion involved because Dion's the Predator fan. He's the thing. He's a Predator expert, Mark. He thinks Predator 2 is a good movie. I just stick with the first one. Does he wear the mask? Yeah, in a flashback. Davos wears the mask. Danny Rand is a bit of a tool, but I kind of like the actor that plays him, Finn Jones. But yeah, they show the mask multiple times. They show a dead Iron Fist from the past. Oh shit, I didn't realize Predator comes out already. The Whammon told him what to do and beat the shit out of him. Yeah, it does get a little. It's like Misty Knight. Misty Knight, I like her. I know this sounds shallow. I think she's good looking, and the actress is fine at her job. I'm not knocking her, but the character felt kind of shoehorned into this season of Iron Fist. I like her in Luke Cage and the dynamic they used to have because they slept together and all that crap. But her in Iron Fist it was better when Claire Temple was the character that tied everything together, not Misty Knight. Iron Fist sounds like the name of a porn star who gives painful hand jobs. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get one from someone with an Iron Fist. Scott, okay. Hey, Jeff, will Henry Cavill Superman figures go down in price now, you think? Well, Henry Cavill action figures of Superman have never been in high demand. Therefore, they never carried a high premium. All the Justice League stuff has been, at least by me, seen it on clearance. Like, I've gone to a couple stores and they've had the entire wave of Justice League figures for $5. I picked up I picked up Batman from Justice League because I actually have a thing where I try to buy a Batman from every movie ever. And I actually picked up Batman, like the deluxe edition too, the Marvel or the DC Universe one, where he's in the armor from the final scene, both for 50% off. So if you really want Henry Cavill Superman stuff, you can find it super cheap. It's never going to go up in value. The DC stuff just doesn't have the same value as Marvel Legends. Brandon Moist, late to the party. What the muffin soy is going on? Well, Brandon Moist, as well as everyone that's late to the party, you guys missed. I showed some Stealing Solo artwork. A lot of people liked it. We've had people sign up for the book now because of that. So you guys will have to go back and watch the stream later on in the day. I might keep it up just to show you guys that. I don't know. May not. But yeah, Brandon Moist, you missed a lot. You missed a lot. Thunder Robots, that's not a bad name for the channel. I actually have the name already planned out. Michael Keaton's best Batman. Yeah, Michael Keaton's great. Why the new generation of story creators have no imagination and knows only how to copy what they can't. Why can't they change? Wait, why can't they make changes that do not feel like copying or like coping? Well, because they come from a generation of people who don't tell them, no, this isn't very good. Order 66, aka Article 13, will be executed in January. Oh, God. Maybe I should go visit the UK and use all my internet time up there before January hits. The Johnsoning countries. Yeah, they Johnsoned it. They Johnsoned their infrastructure, their internet infrastructure. Do I have domain names registered for your future projects? Yes, I do. I also have a channel dedicated to live streams already locked in. So our society is now we all get a trophy. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not into the whole participation award thing. Hey, you showed up. No, like you're paid to show up at your job. You're done. You're supposed to do this. It's called personal responsibility. Have some. I'm responsible to do what I do, what I've chosen to do, and I do it every day. Other people out there need to do the same thing, especially in school. I hate to be that guy, but I worked hard in school. Don't make school easier for people. Make that shit harder. Make them learn more stuff. You got to compete. You can't rely on a computer. You got to be able to be the best in your field. Know your math. Know your sciences. Know how to write a paper. Know how to write in cursive. Know how to handwrite. Shit, they've taken it out of some schools. Scarlett Johansson's Ghost in the Shell was a mess with the casting. Yeah, but I like to look at her, but I agree. Insert quote for Stealing Solo art preview segment. Get off my set. Awards are meaningless unless you've earned it. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's award is very meaningless. So make sure you watch that video I posted yesterday about her, because I go into detail why her award is meaningless, and I show you a real woman producer who's gone on to do tons and tons of great stuff and talks about not trying to be a hard-ass feminist. Her words, excuse me, I'm paraphrasing from her words about that. She is not unlikable. She learned it the hard way, she said. Yeah, I've seen the Henry Cavill video. I can't obviously show it for copyright reasons because he's playing some music in the background. And I watched it right before the show because this Henry Cavill thing, it's weird. Everything that's happening right now is weird. It's like in Ghostbusters. Remember how they talk about all this stuff, this weird stuff happening? You know, maybe the dead's rising, blah, 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 and all this because of something, and then goes to the Gozerian, opens up the portal, and we have to fight the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Well, if I got to be a Ghostbuster, better be Dan Aykroyd because Donna Dixon's hot. And I'm ready to show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown. Thank you, Tina. Jeff, the video was excellent. I still hate her getting anything, but you were spot on. Well, thank you for checking it out. Sometimes I do videos like that, and they just sometimes don't get the reach. Like the Geekergate one, I explained that in great detail. Didn't get a lot of views. And the one that pissed me off that didn't get a lot of views was how to contact Disney. Like I gave you guys the tools, and only like a third of the audience at the time watched it. So I'm thinking to myself, don't complain to me about your episode 8 rewrites. Write to Disney and tell them that you're dissatisfied, and they'll try harder because they'll be afraid that you won't buy their shit. So, yeah, people talking about Ghostbusters. We did a Ghostbusters watch party. We need to do another one that I don't pass out drunk on. It's such a good movie, though. Henry Cavill and Hugh Jackman should do a musical together. Oh, maybe. I hope not. I don't really want to watch. I like Hugh Jackman, but I don't want to watch him sing or dance. I want to watch him have big, sharp adamantium claws pop out from between his knuckles and slash people. A Stripes watch party. I watched Stripes the other day. It's a good movie. Yes, of course. I did get upset, though, the other day. I went to Google Ghostbusters on my phone. Hold on. Let's see if it happens again. Okay, Google. Ghostbusters. Oh,
it's starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Harold Ramis.
It fixed it. I swear, the other day when I said Ghostbusters into Google, it said Ghostbusters is a 2016 film directed by Paul Feig, starring Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones. Or Kristen Wiig, or whoever it said. I was like, no! Because I was trying to show somebody the Blitzway Ghostbusters dolls. And I thought, man, those are really neat. I should, I want to show these to people. And that's what happened. Yeah, they fixed it. Woke Busters. I could make Busters t-shirts. We'll have a blue-haired ghost or a pink-haired ghost. Have you guys ever seen my old Shitbusters t-shirt that I had where I did a poo emoji Ghostbusters shirt? That kind of sold really well. Yeah, the computer voice got it right. It is a smartphone after all. I like my new phone. I don't want it to get destroyed. The last phone I got angry with, and I had to disintegrate it. Yeah, I'm not surprised those Blitzway Ghostbusters dolls sold out right away. Those things are $1,000, but they look real. Do you guys want to see them real quick before we talk about shit and hypocrisy? Let's keep it a little fun here this morning. By the way, while we looked that up, I looked up a thing called On This Day in Entertainment History, and today is the 22nd anniversary of the death of Tupac Shakur, or Shakur, for those who are in the know. So yes, today is the anniversary of Tupac's death. All right, Blitzway Ghostbusters. $1,400 for the Ecto 1. My God. These things look so real. When I get World Class Bullshitter Studios, maybe we'll get a set for the studio. I mean, I like to think it's funny. Kendo, Nick, and Dion like to think of us as the Ninja Turtles. I like to think of us as the Ghostbusters. Somebody's coming. Whoa. But tell me these don't look fucking phenomenal. I mean, those are that. This is the era of toys we live in. Oh my god, yeah, please do, Anakin. Take all the pictures you can of the expensive toys. I love them. Yeah. Alec Munoz, thank you for your super chat. You don't want to spend $1,500 on a new iPhone? Alec Munoz, I don't want to spend any money on any iPhones. I just don't like them. I'm not an Apple products guy. Brandon Moist, thank you very much for your super chat, my friend. Did you see Mark Hamill's Instagram post of himself as Mark Hamill? Posted yesterday morning, I think. Well, let me look while we're enjoying these Ghostbusters beauties, if you will. Now, I'm waiting for Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, Anakin, I have the Marty McFly that goes with that car. I just didn't have the funds at the time to buy, $1,000 toy car. Yeah, Raul, that's true. The iPhone's too small for my hands. Let's see, Instagram, because I use it. Where are we going at? Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill. Okay. Oh, wow. That is not Mark Hamill. That is a butt. Okay. Let's see. Search. Let me search, damn it. Why is Instagram acting stupid right now? There we go. Search. Wow. Hey, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is on here. All right, Mark himself, Mark Hamill. The Mark Hamill, yeah, I see it right now. Wow, 131,421 likes. Let me see if I can pull this up on screen for you guys right now. There is no Dana, only Zool. Yeah. There is no Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, only Ron Jeremy. Poor guy. Okay, Mark Hamill, Instagram, all. Boom. Let's have a laugh. Mark Hamill, I believe there's still good left in you, my friend. They did not take it away from you. There is no conflict. Yes, there is, Mark. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. So here's the Mark Hamill right there. Our friend Brandon Moist wanted us to check it out. Thank you, Brandon, for your $5 super chat. And folks, there it is. There it is. Yeah, Mark Hamill broke my heart too, Barbarella. Okay, who bought the dog? I love Rick Moranis so much. Oh, man. Dark Helmet, Louis Tully. I don't like him as Wayne Zielinski that much, but I still like Rick Moranis. He didn't do anything wrong. He just, somebody wanted me to show this, the Mark Hamill. You want a Slimer t-shirt? Like from Ghostbusters? Yeah, Slimer's a ugly little spud, but I know people love him. Mark Hamill is too nice for his own good. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean by that. Sometimes you're too nice for your own good. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Make sure you guys check out our old Spaceballs commentary that I put out on, what was that, last Saturday night? It would have been last Friday night. It was, no, was it? It was awesome. Put it like that. It would have been Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, I have seen Inner Space. That wasn't Rick Moranis. That was Martin Short that was in Inner Space. Martin Short, Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, Vernon Wells, I think, was the robot guy. Yeah, good movie. Did you see the shit job Hot Toys did on the Justice League Superman? It's the BVS suits with a brighter suit and alternate head sculpt. It was totally wrong. Brushed in the other direction. I didn't. Here's the thing. When the movies are sucking ass, I don't pay attention to the high-end merchandise because I'm not going to buy any. But I did see some of the stuff. And Superman, I didn't realize was wrong. I've heard that Hot Toys has kind of been lazy as of late. I saw their new Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. And you talk about a hateful comment section. Usually I go to these toy pages and people are like, oh, it looks so great. Can't wait to buy 2. Can't wait to buy 3. Keeping $1, getting one for my kid. You get to the hot toys section and it's like, what's with these teeth? These teeth look terrible. I'm like, damn, these hot toys collectors are savage. And that's fine. They should be. Those are fucking $300 toys after taxes and shipping. So you have the right to bitch. You have the right to bitch about any product you pay for not being right. So, like, if you buy a Hasbro action figure and the paint job is sloppy, take it back to the store. Call Hasbro. Don't buy it in the first place, unless you get it online and you can't help that. But, yeah, the Hot Toys DC stuff has been kind of shitty as of late. Remember the It's Always Sunny episode where Dennis is raped by the librarian that look like Rick Moranis? Yeah, I do remember that. It's when Sweet D makes the porno. I've seen that one many times. It is my favorite show for a reason. Let's see. I hate Harley Quinn. We're living in the accept it or don't buy it era. Well, if I acted like that, this channel wouldn't be on its way to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. You gotta be respectful to your audience. Sometimes the audience can be bad. Most of the times, though, the audience just wants more out of you. Being lazy isn't the best result for anybody. Camel called Hamill. We do live in an era, though, we're getting some of the best stuff in terms of, like, toys. And I say buy it and hold on to it because it will go up in value. Cross the streams over the muff button. Yeah, please do cross your streams. Every time you come to World Class Bullshitters, Good Morning Pop Culture, cross your streams. Get a tattoo at 100K. If you guys get me to Stealing Solo gets 100,000 by the end of September, I'll get a tattoo on camera. I get to pick what it is and where it is. But if it let's see, we're at 25,000 going on 26. If it hits 100,000 backers by the end of September, and no one can like cancel out as soon as I get the tattoo, it'll be guaranteed. I'll write it down in stone. So there we go. You guys say crazy shit, I'll one up you, man. I'll do it. I don't care. I wear suits. If you can tell me what movie that's from, I'll give you $1. So, speaking of dollars and money and fans and respect, who has the least amount of respect for their fan base? Anybody? I'm waiting to see who has the worst respect for their fans. Okay, well, no one's guessing yet, so I guess I'm just going to have to... There you go. Tycoon got it right. Sorry, Tricon 40 got it right. It was EA. And the Briscoe got Beverly Hills Cop. But it's Beverly Hills Cop 3, but I'll give you the point. So EA has no respect for their fan base. Now, I haven't covered the whole EA debacle. I should have, because I do game every once in a while. I always say, oh, no gaming on the channel. But that was back when we had 30 subscribers, and they were all Brian Lape. And all they wanted to do was bitch about episode 7, which is fine. But no, gaming is in a weird place right now. There's a lot of positivity surrounding games like Spider-Man, and then there's a lot of negativity surrounding stuff from EA, but it's for a reason. So we had our good friend Patrick Soderlund tell people, oh, don't buy it. You're not smart enough for it. And then he steps down and resigns. Then EA, before that, though, EA was talking about how they're going to be more extreme. They want to give an extreme interpretation of Battlefront, of World War II. And people were like, we don't want this. Oh, you don't want women in the games? Well, here's katanas and prosthetic arms and spiked bats and all this other dumb shit. And people just didn't want it. And EA kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing it down your throat, telling you, you're wrong, you're sexist, you're an idiot. Oh, my daughter, I don't want to tell her why. I don't give a shit about your kids. To quote Brock Lesnar, I just don't, okay? You're making a World War II game? Make a World War II game. Rockstar's making Red Dead Redemption 2 that takes place in the Old West. They're not going to have hoverboards and flying cars to appease the 1% of 1% of 1% that want Back to the Future shit in their Red Dead Redemption game. So I don't really care about what your kids are kids. They're children. They'll grow up and they'll realize and they'll go, hopefully your kid has a brain and she'll go, I'm the reason why this game failed. Wow, my dad's an idiot. EA has gone down the path to constantly berate their listeners, their viewers, their game purchasers, if you will. And then we find out that the pre-sale numbers are down historically low. I believe it was 85% lower than Call of Duty. And also Battlefield has gone up against Red Dead, holdover from Spider-Man, Call of Duty. I think they pushed the game back. And it's just a lose for EA and DICE. So Battlefield 5 has now gone back on their progressive push for World War II, a reimagining of World War II, if you will. And instead of having all this crazy shit, they're pulling back because enough people have bitched. And that's how you do it, folks. When a company goes woke, you bitch at them. You tell them, no, goddammit, I'm not going to buy this, and this is why. It's really easy to beat these woke people. All you have to do is take the high ground. Yes, the Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi dynamic once again comes into play in your real life. All you got to do is explain yourself calmly. Hell, I've tried to help you before. I'll still do it. It's part of the crusade I'm on. All you got to do is watch the damn videos about it. How to get change brought about with your favorite entertainment. You know, you don't like the direction of Star Wars. Well, here's how you contact Disney. Do it. Don't complain to me. This is how you find out about EA, and this is how you get these woke people out of power. You don't buy it. You let them know why you don't buy it in a very calm, cool way. And then, you know what you do? You sit back, you wait a year, and they'll give you exactly what you want. I said it at the beginning of the show. I'll say it right now. That's how you win. These places, they depend on early sales, early numbers. They're in it for the quick, because we live in this quick era. It's not about long-term plans anymore. Look at Star Wars. They were like pumping out movie after movie after movie. I mean, there was a 6-month gap between episode 8 and Solo. That didn't work. The reason the prequels worked out well, because you had that 3-year gap to get over the initial shock, or, you know, if you liked it, you're just waiting 3 more years. The anticipation built. There's no more anticipation. There's no more long game, and it hurts. I'll give Nintendo all the respect in the world for that. They make you wait, and then they deliver, and you get excited. I was not a Nintendo fan in the previous generation. I did not buy the Switch, I did not buy the Wii U. I had a Wii. I hated it. I skipped out on the Wii U because I was disappointed with the Wii. Then I saw something interesting with the Switch. I did a channel review for it. Didn't really do too well, but I ended up having this console to play, and I was pleasantly surprised with how much I liked it. And now the direction that they're going with their games really impressed me. So I want to see Nintendo succeed, because they're going and they're saying, hey, you guys missed out on Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, or you missed out on this because the Wii U didn't sell too well. So here it is again. But we also have all these new games coming out. So if you told me to go into a Best Buy and pick up as many games as I wanted, most of them would be on the Switch. There are so many games I want for that console. Nintendo has it all planned out, and that's also why Nintendo is able to re-release 8-bit games constantly, because you know, you can go get the Namco arcade on every fucking console on the planet. It's a little harder to get a copy of, I don't know, Earthbound or something legally. So, you know, making the consumers wait works out. And Battlefield, they are governed by a group of individuals who are looking at the early sales, the early numbers, and all this stuff. So let me go read these super chats. Thank you very much. Darth Tiberius. Good morning, Lord of Ohio. I'm headed home from work. This is my first morning show that I'm catching live. I love this channel, everyone involved in it. Thank you very much, Darth Tiberius. I appreciate that compliment. It's nice to hear stuff like that. Yeah, I appreciate all the support, but you know, it is nice to hear that too. So thank you, Darth Tiberius. Hopefully you had a decent night at work. Go home, get some rest. And I don't know what time you go to work, but we'll be live tonight with World Class Bullshitters. So maybe on your way into work, you'll catch us again. And, you know, it'll give you a nice laugh before you start the night shift. King Eric the 15th, thank you very much. The game I'm working on is soon having a closed beta released. It's a game inspired by Space Station 13. Would love to give people here beta access. Well, King Eric, if it's playable on something I own, I'll play it and check it out for the channel. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I'll let people know about your project. You know, I got a lot of people supporting Stealing Solo and stuff like that. I can do the same for you guys. I have like I say on all the all the Comicsgate streams, I buy every book. For everybody that I meet on Comicsgate, I buy their book. So I got Cyberfrog coming, and I got Doug TenNaples' Bigfoot Bill, and I have Lone Star and the not Patrick H. Williams. That's that YouTube guy that people are mad at. I have all the stuff coming. You know, the one with the big Santa Claus on it, the guy's sketchbook, all of those. I support the independent stuff. And, you know, man, if you want me to play your game and check it out for the channel, I gladly will. All you got to do is let me know what I'm playing it on. If it's PC, I don't have a super powerful PC. Hell, I could have Phil do it. Phil just built a $5,000 gaming PC. He could definitely play anything. Let's see. Nintendo Switch is making more mistakes than the PS Vita. Are they? Because I only play my Switch in docked mode because my hands are too big for the Nintendo. And you think, oh, Jeff, that's stupid. You're just trying to be funny. No, I mean it. If you ever want to get an idea of like my size in general, my index finger is bigger than the Switch Joy-Con in terms of length. Those things are tiny. When I played Breath of the Wild, I had hand cramps because I would play it for hours and hours, and my fingers, I just couldn't, you know. So eventually, when I had the funds, I bought myself the Pro controller, which I actually have right next to me, even though the Switch isn't in here. And it's just a much better controller. Dion in the turkey suit versus Michael Myers needs some fan art. I agree. Curtis Hammond, if you're out there, my friend, brother, please draw it up for us. Sent you a couple links on Patreon. Okay. Where's my phone? Or wait, I can't access Patreon on my phone. So memes are illegal in Europe. I'm strangely worried about PewDiePie, Sargon, Akkad V, and Count Dankula. My heart goes out to them in the desolate, memeless land. Yeah. Don't take away our fun, guys, because it's a generation of people that get bored easily, and they're not going to use their combined boredom for good. Can you crush controller by accident, Jeff? I've never done that yet, but I've never broken a video game controller. I'll never forget my mom. Somebody came over to my house once and brought their Nintendo 64 stuff, and they broke their controller outside in anger. And they left it out there. My mom goes, "Why are you destroying your old stuff?" Blah blah. I said, "Mom, that's not my controller." And I only had two, and I was like, "Here they are." And she goes, "Oh." The only time my mom ever blamed me for something I didn't do, I was just like, "Mom, come on, man. I love Nintendo 64. I'm not going to break my shit." Yeah, Pagan God, you know what's up. I don't know about all the legalities of Article 13 and 11 in terms of the minutia, but we're going to find out. All I know is that it's setting a dangerous precedent for less control over the internet. Like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, guys, there are certain limits I approve of. You know, there's some illegal content that doesn't even belong in existence, and you know what I'm talking about. Other than that, you know, if it's legal, I don't know why people need to be paying extra to use it. What if Darth Vader showed up to rescue Leia from Jabba the Hutt and also freed Han Solo? The question will be answered in Star Wars. What's the name of that book? What if Star Wars? No, it has a title. There's a Star Wars Otherworld books. They're interesting. Like the Death Star doesn't blow up, and they're on their hunt after Han and Luke. What is that book series called? Star Wars Infinite. Yeah, that was a good one. People are talking about my Nintendo controllers. Man, I do like doing some. I do enjoy talking about video games. The more I realize it, it's a lot of fun. Star Wars Infinite. So let's talk about this DICE thing real quick, because today is the 25th anniversary of the home release of Mortal Kombat. 25 years ago today, September 13th, 1993, was Mortal Monday. And I do want to bring up Mortal Kombat for a moment, because I like to reminisce sometimes about the good old days, the fun times before the dark times before the Empire. And Mortal Kombat is one of those. There's Channel Dad Brian Lape. Channel Dad Brian Lape, everybody. Watch him as he goes. Actually, I hope he stays for a while. So ever since the announcement of Battlefield 5 and the earliest promotional material, a certain subset of gamers' fan base have been criticizing the authenticity of the game's depiction of the Second World War. First off, a certain subset. Right there, they're trying to break down us a small vocal minority, the toxic minority. Motherfucker, they're the spending majority. I don't care if there are 7 billion people on the planet and 1 million people bitch about it. You know what? 1 million of those people are the guaranteed purchasers of your game. Okay? What's the numbers? If the game costs $60 and you sell 1 million copies at $60 million, you probably make even more than that with DLC and other shit like that. Stop trying to break down the people who disagree. It's not that big of a, it's not so small, because if it was so small, this company wouldn't care. If like 10 people bitched, nobody would care. But it ain't 10 people. They know the numbers. Let's stop Matt Morgans. Stop trying to break down people because they disagree with your political ideologies. Let's see. Unfortunately, a part of the criticism is being directed towards the game's inclusion of female soldiers. However, there is more legitimate criticism of certain areas. It seems that DICE has heard that feedback and now plans to change Battlefield 5 customization options going forward to align with it. It's almost like they're afraid people won't buy their game because of their dickhead attitude. Fuck DICE. The debate over authenticity has raged for some time around Battlefield 5. Unfortunately, while there is reasonable criticism of certain outfit or weapon presentations, the debate has been largely overshadowed by the thinly veiled sexist criticisms of EA DICE's decision to include female soldiers as playable options. DICE has firmly stood by this decision, even commenting that the studio should have made the decision earlier. Oh, fuck yourself. However, it seems while the latter criticism has dominated discussions of late, the former nonetheless has reached the ears of DICE. The studio held a recent live stream during the game's open beta. During the stream, producer Andrew Gulata addressed the issues, blah, blah, blah. And I watched this stream yesterday just for the hell of it. They basically don't answer anything. They've gone back and they tiptoe around the issue because they want your money. So during the stream, Dan Mitra, community manager, asked Gulata about the massively crazy Battlefield 5 customization options from the very first trailer. The producer notes that DICE is aware of the fans' reactions. We heard the community, he explains. We're still looking at World War II through DICE's lens. It's fucking broken. There's just a huge crack. But now forward, how crazy we've gotten with some of that. We've heard the community. We understand that there were some concerns. Hey, where's the authenticity? We want players to be excited about customizing their characters with authentic gear. Continuing the stream, Gulata remarked, we dialed it back a bit. It was pretty crazy. We wanted to offer some authenticity to it, and that was important to us. That's important to our players. He was then questioned whether DICE might get more wacky with its customizations. Gulata did not deny that it could happen. However, what he did make clear was that DICE would not stop listening to the community. Is it possible? Nothing is off the table. Again, we'll watch how the community reacts. Maybe we'll try something. The nice thing about something like the Armory is we can put something out there. If it doesn't stick, it doesn't stick. First and foremost, we want to start with authenticity approach. That is a nice way of saying, we might do it, we might not, type of thing. King Eric the 15th, thank you very much for your super chat. It's a PC game, should be playable on most builds. All right, well, send me a beta link. You know how to contact me, man. Benevolent Veteranmans, by final broadcast, you mean the last stream for World Class Bullshitters? No. It's about Article 13 in the UK that just passed about copyright stuff. It was a joke. I guess I have to name everything Star Wars on the title so people don't get confused. No, I'm not quitting the show. I mean, I don't get to choose where I broadcast. It was, there's more going on in the world than you realize. Sketch Derby says, there are 7 people on the earth. If 6.8 billion voice their discontent, can they still call them a small vocal minority? Let's be real, there are liars. Yeah, they are, Sketch Therapy. They are. They'll try to. No matter whoever writes the article, the opposing side is the small vocal minority. It's like a small, angry task force from outer space is invading. That's okay, though. There's nothing to worry about. It's like 27 billion soldiers invade the planet from, Mars. Guys, it's just this small intergalactic contingency. Don't fear. Don't fear. Do I think Mauler would be affected? Probably. I don't really know Mauler's internet history or usage. Now, imagine if they took away your ability to connect with people throughout the world and everything. I mean, I'm sure everything's monitored now, but imagine it would cost okay, you know how it costs a ton of money to ship stuff to Europe from America? Imagine it's you want to send this email to Mauler, that's $3. It's it's a fucking email. It should be free. No, that's scary. If that's the kind of there's a tax, an international tax on the internet. What? No. This is not how this should go at all. Yeah, not Mahler. I love Mahler. Jeff is rage quitting YouTube after Kathleen Kennedy came after him. She did? She came after me? Oh, news to me. Is that who's been knocking at my door at night? I don't answer. I don't live in a good neighborhood. Once the street lights come on, I go in and I don't go out until it's morning. So if it's Kathleen out there, sorry, Kath. I needed some rest and I had the show to work on. Let's see. I think the UK will be good because they're leaving the EU. We'll find out. We'll find out how everything works. It's going to be, like I said, I don't delve too much into European politics. That's a Mr. Medicare thing because he is interested in that. Me personally, I just talked about it because it affects the way you consume entertainment or will affect the way you consume entertainment. Say what you want to say about memes. Memes are entertainment to some people. Our Facebook page, we have memes all the time on them. Couldn't imagine if somebody like, our European listeners like, yeah, I'd love to share this awesome meme with you, but I don't want to get charged $3. Kathleen Kennedy hired someone to keys Jeff car. Talk about a petty breakup. My car is kind of old anyway. I'm just like, God damn it. Can I please choke slam you in person? If you sign a waiver that you're not going to sue me for any damages incurred by said choke slam, of course, I'll choke slam anybody. It's a choke slam party. Meet me in person, sign the waiver. I'll give you a wrestling move of your choice. Klaus Dork says, it's my birthday and I want moist muffs. Klaus Dork, we all want moist muffs. But folks, let's take a moment and wish Klaus Dork a very happy birthday. Klaus Dork is one of the most dedicated listeners of this channel. I believe it's a he. I'm going to go with it's a he. He's here every day, all the time, always has really nice things to say. And I appreciate Klaus Dork. I appreciate all you guys. But on a special day like this, let's wish a happy birthday to Klaus Dork. So hopefully if you're at work, you're lurking more than you're working. You're thinking about that after hours beer or the cake or the pie or whatever you're going to consume to celebrate your birthday. And remember, all of us here at World Class Bullshitters, not just the 4 guys that, are on the channel, but all 74,000 of us. We're all with you in spirit. So happy birthday, Klaus Dork. Have a good one. Have a beer for me. And tell me tomorrow what you did. And you know what? Maybe you'll have had such a good birthday you won't wake up in time for work. Now that's how I like to celebrate my birthday. Now I'm going all out this year. I'm turning 30. We're doing all kinds of stuff. All the bullshitters are going to be here. There's going to be live streams. Hell, even a listener to of the shows actually is going to be at the party. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a really, really good time. But happy birthday to you, Klaus Dork. Enjoy your day. Let's see who else is up in here. All right, cool. I'm glad everyone's wishing him happy birthday. Happy birthday. They do lie about everything, Sketch Therapy. They do. It's all to save face. It's all to save face. Oh, God. Lots of muff talk. Happy name day. Well, Klaus Dork, you share a birthday with Mortal Kombat's home release. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Who cares about Mortal Kombat? It's so old. It's so dated. But we're world-class bullshitters. Look, we talk about all forms of entertainment, be them new, old. We're going to talk about the Twilight Zone. By the way, folks, if you've contacted me about the Twilight Zone over on Patreon, I have your messages. I'll be responding, and I'm going to be posting the list that I'll be sharing, and you guys each pick your episode and get your notes ready. That'll be maybe one of the first weekends in October, so we can knock that out because I have plans on 2 of those weekends, and I want to make sure that I give you guys all the streams and all the stuff you desire. I'm going to be at a tournament one of these weekends in October, so maybe I'll live stream from said tournament, and we can have some fun there together. So what was I looking up? Oh, yeah, Mortal Monday. Not Mortal Man lyrics. Mortal Monday, 1993. So let's see. September 13th, 1993, dated Mortal Monday. Let's look at this together because there were so many different home versions of Mortal Kombat. I remember getting I got Mortal Kombat as a kid. My mom didn't buy too many video games for me because they were pricey, and I understand. She's a single parent, not knocking her. These aren't complaints. But the only Mortal Kombat game I had for the longest time was Mortal Kombat 1, and man, it was fun for the time. But I wanted Mortal Kombat 2. But Mortal Monday September 13th, and it was released on the Genesis, the Super Nintendo. They eventually had Sega CD releases. I think Mortal Kombat is one of the games that has the most home releases. There's a lot of different versions of Mortal Kombat. So let's see. 4 official ports were released on Mortal Monday, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Boy, and Game Gear. Now, does anyone here like Super Nintendo? Because if you're a Super Nintendo fan like I was as a kid, you got reamed on Mortal Kombat 1. No blood, just sweat. Just sweat. And let's see what else. It says the audio and visuals more accurate than those on the Genesis. It featured changes in the gameplay due to Nintendo's family-friendly policy to replace blood with sweat. Most of the fatalities were less violent finishing moves. On the Genesis version, the blood and uncensored fatalities were available via cheat code that's spelled at ABACABB, a nod to the Abaca album by the band Genesis, who shared their name with the North American version of the console. The version was given an M13 rating by the Video Game Rating Council before the ESRB. I just remember the outrage. We want to talk about stuff. Everything comes full circle. It's cyclical with the way media bitches about stuff. Before, everything was an outrage. Think of the children. Think of the children. All the violence, all the rage and the anger in Mortal Kombat, the fatalities. And yet Joseph Lieberman and I think Hillary Clinton and all these people going on and on about the violence in video games and how it's going to set up a future generation of, murderers and this and that. And that's not what happened at all. It was all for naught. It was scare tactics that did nothing. The next generation grew up and nothing happened. People that grew up on video games didn't get violent because of, I've played every Mortal Kombat game. The first couple, countless hours. I've never once attempted to rip someone's heart out and eat it or, electrocute them till their head exploded. It's just not how I operate as a man. I could do those things. I have those powers. But I just don't. I have a moral code that I live by. Grew up on PlayStation. I had PlayStation too, or PlayStation also. PlayStation didn't exist when Mortal Kombat 1 came out, so I had all of that shit eventually. Which version of MK1 did I have? Like I said, Super Nintendo. It was like $20 at Toys R Us. God, I miss. Oh, by the way, my Toys R Us, they started tearing it down. I got really sad. I was on the way to the gym yesterday, and they boarded up the windows, and they took down the Toys R Us sign. I told you guys I wanted to steal the letter R, but then yesterday, they actually started boarding it up and shit. I'm like, oh, this is going to be so hard to drive by. Did I ever learn any of the different finishes, the fatalities, etc.? For Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat 2, it's like forward, down, Y, forward, down, or forward, down, then down, forward, something. Because the first part is the freezing, and then you walk up to him, and then you do the second part, and he punches them, and they break into a million pieces. Sub-Zero was my guy. Now I play a Scorpion a lot, but back then I was a Sub-Zero mark all day long. Let's see. Jeff secretly loves to throw knives connected to... Where'd it go? And Scream, get over here. Jeff, do you remember the Sega Genesis does commercials? Genesis does what Nintendo don't. I love the commercials. I watched some on YouTube. Yeah, I watched those a lot. I was too young to remember those ones on TV because what was that, 1990? I would have been not even 2 years old, depending on when they aired in the year. But I remember in high school, senior year, 2007, I wrote not an article, but we had a project in civics. It was a business article or a business project. And we talked about two competing, picked Nintendo and Sega. And I did the console wars, and I got to show the commercial. Remember does anyone out there, has ever used PowerPoint? You guys remember, like, you'd make your PowerPoint presentation, then you'd sometimes link your article or your videos, and they wouldn't work. Luckily, I was good with that. So I remember watching that commercial in class, and people were like, oh, I don't remember this, and all this shit. I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't. We were two. But I love old video game commercials. I love old commercials. When World Class Bullshitters gets its funding, a little more when we do like actual video presentation stuff. I want to have a nice little callback to some of those 90s commercials, some of those oddly retro ones that they'd have, like the Nickelodeon magazine commercial or the those old cereal ones, like the the Corn Pops commercials. Those were fun with the Jaws theme. I want to do stuff like that. Thank you, Luke, for your super chat. A last gift of evil European euros from the Empire. Please don't get hidden behind that wall, my friend. Be safe. Don't let them take your memes. Don't ever let them take your freedom. Let's see. When I was a kid, you weren't allowed to go into Toys R Us without a parent. They had to make an exception for me because I wanted a G.I. Joe with Kung Fu grip. My mom always took me to Toys R Us, but no one ever. She would let me walk around myself because I guess I was well behaved as a child. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was getting, and I walked out of that store happy. I mostly prefer Nintendo over Sega, even though I love the Nintendo commercials. I also love old studio intros as well. Billy Mitchell. Oh, is that the King of Kong guy, the one that cheated? I don't want him associated with our channel. All right, folks, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Our friend Sketch there makes a good point. We've been over 400 viewers this whole morning, and I think there's, like 8 likes. So you got to help us out, become more searchable in the index. When YouTube sees that you like the videos, they suggest it, and our channel can grow. So it's a two-way street. I'll produce the content, you give it the likes and share it so we can get it out there, and I can make more constantly. Yes, I was well-behaved and 8 feet tall. I used to hit my head on every door frame and cry, but that's okay. Yeah, seeing 61 likes way too low. Yeah, guys, come on. Jeremy can get 1,000 likes on a video. Why not me? Why not me? And now it's moved up to 140 likes. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for getting those likes out there. Now 180 likes. Damn, the numbers keep going up. All right, R.C. Anderson, you have a good day. We're nearing the end of this morning's Good Morning Pop Culture. And normally I don't want them to end, but I have stuff I have to do today. So we got about 30 minutes left of the show. So let's make it fun. You know, hit me with some interesting questions. Hit me with some funny things. Let's make this show the People's Morning Show, as always. Jeremy crashes when he hits 1,000 likes. Well, Super Jeremy Kart is not that good of a driver. I have a spotless. I don't have a flawless sentence. I have a spotless driving record. I think that KK does not deserve an Oscar. She's undeserving of it. That award should go to someone who worked their ass off. Well, Gamepad 31, you got to watch the video. You just showed your cards that you didn't watch the video. So pay attention to that video. All your questions are answered within there. It's not doing well, but we got to change that. Everyone go hit the like button on that. And make sure your bell notifications are turned on. Ding the bell, as Ethan would say. So you guys know when I go uploading content, because I've been hitting it pretty hard this week. Lots and lots of hours spent writing. And Patreon, you guys are going to get 2 things today. You'll get your Moonraker comment. And you know what? I may put out the Moonraker commentary of the weekend, so you guys can listen to Good Morning or World Class Bullshitters After Hours, get through that, and then on Saturday night give you the Moonraker commentary, or Saturday morning. That way you can watch the movie when you're off work. Did I see the new promo image for Starfire from the Titans TV show? Ugh. Yeah, I saw not the newest one, but I have seen the first trailer, and then I saw the woman that's playing Starfire's mother, and I was like, I thought Starfire was an alien princess. I guess they got to change it to get, more progressive. What was my first R-rated flick? Oh my God, that's a tough question. Probably Terminator 2. I would go to my uncle's house and they'd watch pretty much whatever. Nothing porn related, obviously, but I saw some pretty heavy action flicks as a kid. I know the first R-rated film I ever owned was Beverly Hills Cop, though. Let's see. Do you prefer fighting sticks for fighting games? I like controllers. Controllers are my jam, if you will. I'm a fan of the controller. Easy. I saw there was that joke article that Tesla now has Xbox One controller support for their drills. Maybe that wasn't a joke. I saw something that said that. I assumed it was a joke. A lot of people are trying to catch one in the back catalog. Yeah, guys, go catch one in the back catalog. One thing, Phil has a friend who I don't really like, but I don't dislike either. But he's like, I've tried to listen to your show. I'm like, okay, what's the problem? And I said something. He's like, well, you talk about stuff. I'm like, yeah, because each episode builds on the one that came before it. This is an ongoing series. This is like X-Men, the animated series, which is regarded as one of the best kids cartoons ever. Well, a lot of people regard us in the same way. We are the best kids cartoon on YouTube. So it's an ongoing saga. If you want, we talk about stuff in the past, we cover it, we bring it back up. It's ongoing. It's a never-ending saga of entertainment, truth, justice, and American bullshit. Ooh, I like that. We should use that for something else. Say, guys, when's the next High Council? Or when it happens, don't forget Turkish EVS. All right, I'll bring Turkish EVS up. I don't know what it is, but I'll bring it up for people. Let's see. Back episodes are not that bad. Thank you. I just like the chemistry we have right now with the guys. I think we're the best we've ever been in terms of world-class bullshitters. The show. Batman is another great show. Batman's the greatest show. But Batman, you can watch episodes out of order and they make sense. Batman's a better show than X-Men all day, every day. But X-Men, they have story arcs and they build upon each other. And, previously on X-Men, that's, there's a book called Previously on X-Men. That was a big hallmark of what that show was. So I liken us to X-Men in that regard. Let's see. What video games are you surprised have never been attempted at a live-action adaptation? Zelda. Zelda could make the best video game movie ever. You talk about the lore and the visuals of Zelda. Man, you just do it Lord of the Rings style. Give us a Lord of the Rings style Zelda movie with high action, and you don't go woke with any of the fucking casting. You can do... Idris Elba could play Ganondorf because Ganondorf has multiple different skin colors in the games. That's your Idris Elba quotient. Idris Elba could play the Great Deku Tree. Idris Elba could play Epona if you want. The man's a fantastic actor. You can't tell what someone can or can't do based on their skin color, guys. And Idris Elba can do it all. All of it. If he wants to play a tree, goddamn it, he'll play a tree. If he wants to play a horse, he'll play a horse. Look at Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's Italian, I think. He played a tree. No one ever bitched once. The end of your last video with Dion and stealing Solo was funny. Oh, that was Kendo. That was Kendo that said that. Dion has not been involved with any of the single release videos before. Who do you think would win? General Grievous from Clone Wars 03 or General Grievous from Clone Wars 08? 03. General Grievous from Clone Wars 03. Much more devastating. Metal Gear Solid would make great movies. I agree. Metal Gear Solid would make great movies if they're not afraid to go political with it. Sometimes I think, oh yeah, politics, entertainment. No. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, you need to get into that shit. Go with the original ending, with the New York ending too. Do Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. Make those movies, and then write your own fictional third one. Or your first movie is based off the first game, second movie is based off the second game, but you don't put in Raiden because Raiden sucks. And then when you get to the third movie, you make that based off of Metal Gear Solid 4, where Snake's old and dies. Because trying to do time travel and Big Boss and stuff, you're just going to confuse people. They all look the fucking same. So... when will the World Class Bullshitters website go up with t-shirt orders for low patron tiers like me? After stealing Solo. I got to work on that. And once I get that gets my full attention, then the website goes up. And I got t-shirt designs coming up for you guys there. So any way you guys want to display your love of the channel, be it Good Morning Pop Culture, World Class Bullshitters, or if you work in an environment where you can wear t-shirts, but you can't wear a shirt that says Bullshitters on it, I even got one for you that's a little cleaner. So I'm not going to change the content of the channel, but if you want to show your love out in the real world and you don't want to be getting in trouble at work, well, I got it for you. Actually, I got the perfect shirt for GameStop employees. I'll show that soon. Oh my God, Mike Zero just announced that R2-D2 will be in episode 9. Probably. Mike Zero, where do you get your Star Wars content from? The future. Thank you, Mike Zero. I know he's not here in the chat right now, but he's in all of our hearts. I guess he's come out of hiding. Stealing Solo? What's that? Please explain. Self-shill time. Well, folks, Stealing Solo is my Indiegogo comic book. It's a story of the world-class bullshitters who kidnap Harrison Ford and force him to remake Star Wars in their basement. It's a comedy, it's a parody, and it's funny as shit. So it's only available for a short period of time. It goes away October the 20th, and a lot of people have already ordered it. I'm trying to get to 4 more backers today so we can hit the 650 backers, unique backers, and then we'll move on to the next phase. So we're still only at 644. No one new has done it this morning. I take it because everyone here already has backed it. So thank you guys in advance. I know our buddy super fan Adam Shawhan has backed it 3 times. You talk about dedication. That man 3 times. He's getting 3 issues of that book. He's going to have 3 copies, 1 to read and 2 to put up. They'll be boarded and bagged when they're delivered to you. So he'll have his in mint condition, and he'll be able to sell those down the road. So don't fall into the eBay trap. Get yours now. Let's see. Link is in the description, folks. There's a link in the description every day. There's a link in the description everything I do. This is our first step into that larger world of comics. It's kicking ass. We've now covered enough funding to produce the book, and now I can use the rest to funnel into the channel and do some stuff. We got plenty of time. Sky's the limit. If I stop believing, then you'll stop believing. And like Journey says, don't stop believing. I used to hate that song. Part of me still does, but then part of me grew up a little bit and matured. I was like, you know what? Maybe that song has a pretty good message. Instead of being so negative about shit, I just accepted that people like that song, and, damn it, maybe I should at least give it a chance. So when it comes on at bars, I'll never forget college parties. You go to college parties, and college is for everybody of every color. But I'll never forget when I would go to those frat parties, when that song would come on at the end of the night, all the white kids would raise their arms up and start singing it. And certain people like me and Dion would look around and go, oh. Benobi, my mom even wants a copy. Well, your mom has good taste. That's all I can say. I prefer Take On Me by Aha. Oh, I love that song, Take On Me by Aha. That's not even debatable, but my point is I used to hate Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, but then I kind of warmed up to it. Take On Me's always been great. That's the best music video. I know people say Thriller, and if you're a Michael Jackson fan, awesome, thumbs up to you. I like Michael Jackson's Thriller album, but man, no video compares to Take On Me in terms of creativity. Comic book comes to life. That shit hadn't been done that well. That video is still referenced to this day. That Family Guy skit, they've done it on other stuff. I love it. I stand by that. I will to the day I die. That is the best music video ever made. Not Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. Definitely not Beat It, even though I love the dance. Or Smooth Criminal. Michael Jackson has the best music videos overall, but he doesn't have the best music video of all time. Let's see. Smooth Criminal is a great video. Thank you, JT is Reborn. Colin McAdams agrees that it's the best music video ever made. How come your friends hate Don't Stop Believing? Not trying to be rude, but how come? No, my friends don't hate it. Let me explain. I did not like that song. I used to go to parties in college and hear it, and I'd be like, fuck, I hate this song. Then I just warmed up to it, and I'm fine with it now. The one song I do hate, and you're probably love it, all of you, is fucking Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. I hate that song with a fucking passion. When that comes on with that doo-doo-doo, I turn it off instantly. I don't like that song at all. I will leave the area when that comes on. That's why I go certain places and I take headphones with me, because if they try to troll me, I just pop in my own headphones and I'll listen to whatever I need to listen to through the end of the song. Money for Nothing is a great song and a great music video, but I prefer Take On Me all day, every day. Weird Al rules. Journey sucks. I don't... The stealing solo theme, George Michael. I'm never going to steal again. Yeah, the guys in that story are never going to steal again. I like Careless Whisper. That's a good song. Have you guys ever seen Sexy Sax Man, where the guy runs around with a saxophone with no shirt? Like, he does it in public. It is hilarious. He gets accosted by a police officer. Don't worry, be happy. My mom hates that song. She's like, please never play that song around me. So I don't. Sacre Bleu, the Deadly Poke of Zorro. That's a great fucking name. Oh, yeah. Don't Stop Believing isn't even close to Journey's best song. I like that song. That one day, was it Separate Ways or whatever? That song's kind of cool, from Tron Legacy. I like old music, man. Father Figure is a good GM song. I always think of that from Key and Peele's Keanu, where they're all singing it in the car. I'm never gonna dance again because my legs don't work properly. Damn, that's scary. Hunky chunky funky monkey. So be honest, Jeff. Is there a country song you like? Everyone has one, but usually pretends they don't. I really don't. I'm not trying to sound cool. And that girl I dated in college liked country music, and I'd like never play that shit, and she didn't. I can't think of like when I go to Logan's Steakhouse or any of these steakhouses like Texas Roadhouse, they want to play country music. I'm like, can I not enjoy a nice overpriced steak without the bad country music? Like Longhorn. My Longhorn usually doesn't play music, so I can enjoy my overpriced steak with no music. I just don't like country music. There's something about, maybe it's the frequency that it's played at or the whole voice or all that shit. It just puts me in a bad mood. Like when I go to a convention, I have a no country guarantee. If you play it for me, I'm just going to leave. I'll hug your baby. I'll sign your shirt or whatever. And I'm like, oh, la, 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 la. I hate country music, but I love you for coming out to support the channel. Goodbye. No Johnny Cash, no Merle Haggard, none of that stuff. Oh, God, Honky Tonk Badonk Donk. That's the song she used to like. Ugh. At least she danced to it. No Love for Men in Black with Will Smith and aliens dancing. I love Men in Black. That was my favorite song of 1997. In 1997, I have to go back and listen. I think, was it The Color and the Shape by the Foo Fighters came out in 1997. So I much prefer that album to Men in Black by Will Smith. Hell, Everlong is one of the best songs ever written. Men in Black is fun, but it's really not an original song. It's other music. It's called Send Me Forget-Me-Nots by Patrice Rushen. It's the same music. And then Will Smith rapped over the top. Like Wild Wild West by Will Smith is, what is that song? Stevie Wonder's Something Else, and then Wild Wild West by Kool Moe Dee. They're just two songs put together, and that's where Will Smith gets a lot of, like, let's see, Millennium is Rock the Casbah. Miami by Will Smith is And the Beat Goes On. Summertime is Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang. So as much as I like the Will Smith songs, they're all just samples of other songs that he raps over the top. So he doesn't have to focus on saying bad words or creating the music because, one, either DJ Jazzy Jeff did it or they just ripped another song off that existed. The New Country is so bad. My cousin listens to that shit. I don't really hang out with my cousin too much. He's a good guy, though. My favorite band or album? Favorite album. I don't want to give you some lame answer like Beverly Hills Cop because even though I listen to that soundtrack religiously, album that I like. When I was in college, I liked an album called Swoon by the Silver Sun Pickups, but I don't listen to that kind of shit anymore. That was college Jeff. Adult Jeff is a lot different, a lot cooler, if you will. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up Google Music to see about what I like to listen to so I can answer that question. Because I like talking about music. It's fun. Because of Google Play Music, I've been listening to a lot more. Like I'll be at the gym and I'll be like, all right, I need to listen to this song or that song. Favorite album or artist? I like The Doors, like a good chunk of their discography. The Doors are really good. My favorite song is Everybody Wants to Rule the World. That's not even up for debate anymore. Definitely that's my favorite song. You know what song I like a lot, even though I don't like the band that much, is Jeremy by Pearl Jam. That song kicks ass. I listen to that almost every day at the gym. It's a fun song, and it's got messed up lyrics, but the song is just awesome. Another song I think is pretty damn good is Save Me by Shinedown. Those are just two songs. They're kind of depressing, but the music is so good. And it kind of rocks out. That's another song I liked in college quite a bit. High school even. Good to see our diverse audience united by a common hate for country music. John Lance, you're 100% correct on that one, my friend. Let's see what else. Kiss from a Rose by Batman Forever is a masterpiece. Thunder Robots, I hope you're being serious because I love that song. Superfan Adam Shawhan can attest to that. There's an episode from last June on World Class Bullshitters. It's got Han Solo on the cover of the image. And Dion makes a joke about that song in the episode. So then at the end, we started singing it as a joke. And then we just played out the song. Like, I love that song. That's a song as a kid I didn't really like because I'm like, this is a lame song. It's like a love song, blah, blah, blah. And then you get older and you're like, man, this song's good. Seal's a great singer. It's got great lyrics. It's got great music. That song it's from Batman. I mean, it existed before Batman, but it's most identified with Batman forever. The movie with the fucking Riddler and Two-Face in it. And it's got such a good song. And then they tried to copy that success with Gotham City by R. Kelly, and that didn't work. I mean, that Gotham City song kind of sucks. City of Justice, a City of Peace. No thanks, R. Kelly. Go piss on yourself. Let's see. Where are we at? My favorite is Black Album by Metallica. It's a good album. My favorite Metallica song is probably Seek and Destroy or For Whom the Bell Tolls. And that's before the Black Album, but those are good albums still. Thank you, John Lance. Gloria by Jimi Hendrix. I can't get out of Hendrix these days. Gamepad, you can get a Jimi Hendrix action figure available from Mego, the same company that produced the Naked Alice doll for Ethan Van Sciver, audience of one. You can get a Jimi Hendrix figure coming out soon. I might pick that one up. I think he's actually available now. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in person. I like Jimi Hendrix. I like All Along the Watchtower. I know it's a Bob Dylan song, but that song kicks so much ass. And it's in Watchmen. And, you know, I'm not the biggest Watchmen fan of the movie, but the part, because in the book, it's referencing Bob Dylan. Zack Snyder updated it to do the Jimi Hendrix version. And man, the Jimi Hendrix version is one of the best songs ever made. Do I like King Crimson? King Crimson. I've never heard of King Crimson. I'll check it out. You guys can always send your requests or your recommendations to me. Now that I got Google Play Music, I can listen to it and tell you what I think of it. See, how much do I enjoy background music? Like real background music from movies, like in the score. It depends on the movie. Real life background music. I use a lot of music as background music. Not everything has to take my full attention. Sometimes I just use it to exist. Like not exist, but like to get me from point A to point B. Like in my car, depending on the mood I'm in, I'll listen to stuff without words if I'm just focused on driving. Sometimes when I get out of the gym, I want to rock out. Sometimes I just want to take it easy. Adult Juice Stain still listens to Silver Sun Pickups. Well, Adult Juice Stain, I'm glad that you're proud to be who you are. I still like the song Panic Switch. That song is awesome. I used to like Lazy Eye, but then I realized I'm kind of over that era. So let's see. Daft Punk Discovery, fantastic album. I love Daft Punk. I enjoyed the Daft Punk Tron Legacy soundtrack. I listened to that shit a lot. Went out and bought it back when I was at 2010. So that would have been my. I don't really have much money, but I can come up with $13 to buy the Daft Punk Tron Legacy soundtrack because it's so fucking good. Do you like Tool? Lots of great songs, but Latralis is my favorite. Dustin, the guy that used to be on the podcast, loved Tool, and he would play it for me. There's some good Tool songs. I don't know all of them by heart, but I've heard a couple that I liked. I wouldn't call myself a Tool fan, but I don't hate Tool, if that makes sense. Everybody Wants to Rule the World can be interpreted about 1984. I'll have to check it out that way. I know on the album cover, the sleeve, because I bought the CD itself, the original pressing, was it tells what the meaning of the song is. It's about war and something else. I got to see them live, which was neat. And the first song they played was Everybody Wants to Rule the World. So I said to Dion, well, I can go. Because I honestly was going to that concert to see that one song live. And that's what they started out with. The Doors' first album is heavy. Damn right, man. I only have the best of the Doors, but through Google Play Music, I listen to all their shit. Man, Love Me Two Times is a great song. Peace Frog. When it rains, I listen to Riders on the Storm quite a bit. We had that shitty rain spell come through last week, and I played that on my drive home from dinner. I listen to country music because my wife, interestingly, I married a farmer's daughter, literally. Well, that girl I talked about from college was a farmer's daughter as well. Her dad lived on a farm. It was interesting, to say the least. But now, man, you got to do what makes your ladies happy. So, I'm sure she listens to, what do you like? Bobby McFerrin. I'm sure she listens to that for you. Jeremy spoke in class today, and he's coming at you with another video. That's the best one. That's the best one right there. Let's see. Chris Cockrum says, guys always listen to Seals, Kissed by a Rose, used for Batman Forever. Then listen to Hero, shared vocals by Nickelback / Saliva Singer, used for Raimi's first Spider-Man release. They are the same. I love both of those songs. I listened to that. It was funny when we did our 9/11 episode on Tuesday. I watched that music video because I was like, all right, I'm trying to get back in the mindset. Spider-Man, where was I at? Where was entertainment at? Because even though I didn't have the show as a 13-year-old kid, I still paid attention to entertainment. I used to watch E! And The Soup and all that stuff. I knew who Aisha Tyler was. She's still very good at what she does. But no, I like both of those songs. Maybe because they're from those movies. I hate Nickelback. I think they're a shitty band, but I like Hero. It's a good song. I had the CD single as a kid. Flock of Seagulls, Iran. That's a good song. That is a good song. Yes, I am a fan of Jimi Hendrix. He's awesome. Best guitar player ever. Prodigy's Fat of the Land is my go-to workout album. Is that the one with Breathe? That song's awesome. I might listen to them today. I got a cardio day. I'll stop watching the Avengers Infinity War, and I'll listen to the Prodigy instead. We are united in our hatred of country music. Yes, we are. We are a community built on the love of Star Wars and the hate of country. Hulk Hogan used Hendrix music. Yes, he did. He used Voodoo Child, Slight Return, for his 2002 through 2003 run. Because when he came back in 2005, he was back to using Real American. Yep. I love that song. Tears for Fears kicks ass. Mutter Me Seeks. Excuse me. I like Rick and Morty. I really do. I don't talk about it that much, but I do like that show. Hey, Jeff, what's your favorite John Williams movie score? My favorite John Williams movie score's got to go to the original Star Wars. There's not a better movie score out there. And I don't always go by what wins an award and stuff like that, but it's pretty much universally accepted that the music from the first Star Wars is just perfect. Every track, you can identify what's going on in the movie. It works. From the opening theme song to the last, the closing credits at the ceremony where they get the medals. Awesome music. And here's something powerful too. I can tell you a specific scene and you can start humming the music. So we can go easy, like do the cantina theme or the main theme, but I could say, hum the music where Luke walks out of the house and looks at the sunset. Easy. Or hum the music where Darth Vader appears, or the final battle on the Death Star, where they're going down the trench, or the dum 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 dum. I like all that shit. It's perfect. John Williams has done countless great scores, but the first Star Wars movie is perfect. Empire Strikes Back is damn good, and Return of the Jedi is a little reuse heavy in terms of go back and listen to the final battle of Endor, the space part. It's a lot of the same music from the first Death Star attack, just slightly reworked. But John Williams is the master, the best. Do I like The Cult? I don't know who The Cult is. A Perfect Circle, that's all Dustin music. He used to get high and listen to that shit. It wasn't my lifestyle. Let's see. Jameson Hanning, excuse me. Thank you very much for your super chat. I believe this is the first time we've spoken. Great Deceiver by King Crimson. I can't speak today, excuse me. King Crimson. Okay. Well, since you wrote that down, or sent in a super chat, let me add to my thing right now. Let's see. Great Deceiver. Okay. Let's see. King Crimson, are they on here? I'm looking. More songs. Either way, I have them. That song is now in my thing of my search history. So I will look for that song as I go off air because I can't play it on air. I wish I could. Hey, Jeff, give your family and friends all the best and to dig in with Category 5 hurricane approaching the southeast coast. Yeah, folks, everybody that's out there, if you're going to be affected by the hurricane, let us know if you know what's going on. I do care. I really do. I was supposed to go to Virginia Beach this weekend, and I canceled my trip. Something was telling me not to go, and so I didn't go, and I'm glad I didn't. Wild Boys by Duran Duran. I like Duran Duran. Wild Boys is an all right song. Country is too depressing. I woke up feeling like it's Friday, but it's not. It's always Friday here on the channel. It's always a fun day. You got shit to look forward to. Darth Thanos says, Real American is better. Yeah, I like Real American. Rick Derringer. It's a great song. Jeff, listen to country music all day or watch The Last Jedi all day? Choose. I guess I'll go with country music because there are so many country songs, and Last Jedi is just nothing but concentrated filth, flarn, filth. Binary Sunset, yeah, people know the names. Firestarter, that's a great song. Let's see, Def Leppard's Hysteria album. Chances are I've heard a cult song I didn't know. Probably. I'd have to listen to their music. Laden Swallow is working and lurking. That's okay. You still made it to the stream. You know, folks, since there's so many people that were late to the stream, let me show you guys the Stealing Solo work in progress art while I read the rest of these messages, and then we'll close out the day. So we need to get 6 more backers to hit that goal of 650. This is in work in progress. It's going to be Harrison Ford chained up in the basement. The first appearance of him in the broke Dick Han Solo costume. Poor guy. That's all I can say is poor guy. So let's read some of these things about the music again. Where the Streets Have No Names by U2. Joshua was easily U2's best album. Joe K 4700. I saw them perform in Chicago in 2015. My aunt took me, and it was a good time. I like U2's music. My favorite song is probably New Year's Day, but I like a lot of their music. With or Without You is a damn good song too. What about Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen? Billy Ocean's okay. I don't dislike him, but I don't like him either. He's there. He's there. Let's see. Duran Duran. Again, I do like Duran Duran. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. I never get affected by anything. Yeah, I'm in Ohio. We just get some rain here in Cincinnati. We don't have earthquakes. We had a tornado in 1973 whenever my cousin was born, because she was born the day of the tornado. But other than that, yeah, I'm in a pretty safe area. I live up on Big Hill, so we've had multiple floods from the Ohio River. The river flooded a couple of months ago. We had terrible, terrible weather this year. But again, I live up on a giant hilled area. Not just like I live on a hill myself, but like you go up a giant hill to get to my neighborhood, and then you go up another giant hill to get where I live, and then I live on another hill on top of that. It sucks cutting the grass, which I have to do relatively soon. Rugis, you be safe, man. I know we were supposed to hang out in Virginia Beach, and I'll be down there one of these days because Joel isn't moving anytime soon. So when I'm down there, we'll hang out, we'll shoot the shit. But you stay safe and don't do anything crazy. Don't you got to try to fight this hurricane yourself. Let's see. Luke and Leia's theme is underrated bit of music. Leia's theme, yeah, I know that one off the top of my head. Do. Yeah, it's good. And is Luke's theme the Force theme? The same thing? I don't know. I got to think about exact names. Let's see. Def Leppard. Def Leppard's cool. I saw the documentary about their life. Well, not the documentary, the movie, and I thought it was pretty interesting. When the drummer lost his arm in the car. Sad, but I think they invented the electric drum kit for him or something like that. The Heat Is On by Glenn Frey. Good song. I listened to that song because it's in Beverly Hills Cop, but I do like it. I listen to it when it's really hot, or I ironically send out Snapchats when it's super cold and snowy out. And it'll play The Heat Is On. I'll go, no, it ain't. Do I like ELO? I like a lot of their songs. Well, some of their songs. It's a living thing. Evil Woman's one of my favorite songs overall. That song kicks ass. And then I like, what's the other one that they have? Don't Bring Me Down. That's a good song too. Yeah, I like some ELO music. I can't call myself an ELO fan, but I have some fun with it. Let's see. Yeah, send me a video, Rugis. I definitely want to check it out because I know Joel's going to fall asleep or something. I eat hurricanes for breakfast, says Lando. And you have sex with robots too. Is that my actual basement? No, my actual basement is less visually appealing. There are some key elements on that picture that are telling you guys plot twists that you don't know yet, so pay attention to what's there. I should try Odeon Lux Awesome Cinema. If I'm ever over there, sure. I like the Phantom Menace soundtrack as well, but AOT is kind of meh. Yeah, Across the Stars is about it, but it was cool to hear the Imperial March play at the very end when the clone troopers loaded up on the ships. You see, those movies got you excited for something. Like, even though I don't like Attack of the Clones that much, back in 2002 when I saw the movie and they were loading off onto the ship, I was like, oh man, they're going to go to war. Holy shit, what's next? and then and it ends. Directed by George Lucas. You're like, oh shit, I can't wait. Last Jedi, it's like, oh, we're gonna win this battle and blah 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 and all this other shit. And it's just like, oh, okay, well that's the story, and I really don't care what happens next. I still have my Axel F 12-inch vinyl. I don't have an Axel F 12-inch vinyl. I have an original pressing of the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack and a reprinting, but I thought to myself, am I going down the rabbit hole of Axel F vinyls? And I answered to myself, yes, I am. I just got to know when I'm going to start because there's so many different edits of that song, but on top, there's just so many different pressings and releases. Won't B-sides, won't sing, you know what I'm saying? All that different stuff. So, yes, this is an Image from Stealing Solo. It's a work in progress. Let's see, what else? Duel of Fates is a fantastic song. Comanche Viper, thank you for your super chat. The Cult, Firewoman. Okay, well, let me add that to my list now. I feel like I'm Captain America. You know how Captain America takes everyone's suggestions and writes them down? I'm taking everyone's musical suggestions. I'm going to check those out today. And when I got and cut the grass in a little bit. So the Cult, Firewoman. I just took a screenshot of that one so I don't forget. Deepest Blue by LL Cool J. I kind of missed the days where he had movie tie-in songs. I liked the movie tie-in songs too. I like LL Cool J. I listened to Bad when I left. It's such a weird song. It's so old and dated, but I love it. It was weird. That was one of the. My dad had like a bunch of CDs. I mean, this would have been like 86 or 7. Whenever it came out, he bought them when they were new. And so when I was a kid growing up, my mom had all this stuff still does down in the basement. And I remember finding that album Bad by LL Cool J. I used to listen to it. I didn't know what was going on, but I thought it was cool back then. Let's see who else we got. Did you hear about the controversy surrounding Predator? Yes, I did. I heard about Olivia Munn exposing a pizza delivery guy or whatever, and I'm just using that phrase to obviously not talk about what's really going on. Yeah, I know the situation, so good on her. Let's see. So it's 10 o'clock, 10:02. So I think it's time to close out this stream. So, folks, I'll be back tonight with World Class Bullshitters episode 140. God damn. 140 episodes in a row. We haven't missed out on one yet. So you should do the same and not miss out on. So I'll be back tonight with, oh my God, I forgot to record the show on Audacity. Great. I had Audacity open the entire time. And it didn't record once. Motherfucker. So I guess this one will have to stay on here for today. So people will get to see whatever. But folks, I'll be back with more later in the week. By later in the week, I mean about 10 hours. So be on the lookout for that. Go back and watch yesterday's video. Everybody wants more of those. I want more of those. Well, let's just make it happen. So folks, have fun. Bye for now is correct. And be safe. If you're going to be affected by the damn hurricane, you know, Mother Nature is always messing with us. Yes, you've missed heaps. You've missed you missed a good show, man. We got into politics. We got into Mortal Kombat. We got into music. I liked the music talk. Maybe we can bring this up more often. So, thank you, Benobi, for the compliment on Stealing Solo. I'll have more information. I'll show you guys that when I get it colored this weekend. And then I'm going to be back doing pages all weekend. Because it's funny. I put all this time into the channel. I put in my time with that, too. I'm really busy right now. But it's so relaxing when I get to sit down and draw. So, thank you, folks. Catch you next time.